Had a lot of cheers, had a lot of fears, gotta stop and stand. Lot of wants, I got a lot of fears, but know my time is here. I know my time is here. You're not alone, I know. You got a time to grow and go and do what you do. Do what you do, do what you do. Move on the road and show the future is you. Do what you do what you do. Move on the moon and show the future is you. Do what you do what you do. Move on the moon and show the future is. I started it all below the bottom. No, I didn't belong, I saw the calling. No, all that I lost ain't gonna stop me. Cause all of it taught me how to solve me. A lot of years, had a lot of cheers, had a lot of dares, gotta stop and stare. Lot of wants, I got a lot of fears, but know my time is here. I know my time is here. I'm singing.
This has been a crazy year. Market taking, making tears. Heart is sinking, hate the mirror. Made me want to disappear. Made me wish I wasn't here, but I know I gotta dare. People watching me to share. I'm reflecting out the dreams. Every question is a beam. So the blessings gave me wings to fly to you. I'm guided by the feelings inside of you. I'm guided by the things that inspire you. And we can see the future is possible. It's possible. Like, I know what I can do. Send a little love to the vibe of you. Send a little touch and we're shining through. Send a little what I'll be conquered to you. Do what you do what you do. Move on the moon and show the future is you. Do what you do what you do. Move on the moon and show the future is. A lot of years, had a lot of cheers, had a lot of dares, gotta stop and stare. Lot of wants, I got a lot of fears, but know my time is here. I know my time is here. I'm singing. Working on the dream on my off days. Money gotta talk what the cards say. Life is a game that you gotta play. And I've been taking shots from a faraway spot. I was in the hack, but my heart ain't dry. I'ma get it back in a few more stops. Trying to make me feel I can do what I do. I'll be doing me till the future is you.
I started it all below the bottom. I didn't belong, I saw the calling. All that I lost ain't gonna stop me. Cause all of it taught me how to solve me. Do what you do what you do. Move to the moon until the future is you. Do what you do what you do. Move to the moon until the future is.
Since the creation of the internet, every industry has been turned upside down. Amazon changed retail. Uber changed transportation. YouTube changed video forever. With the invention of crypto, money is next. At the speed technology is growing, the future of money and securities are digital. 9 out of 10 millennials do not trust banks. The value of money relies on trust. Government debt is higher than it's ever been before. Central banks continue to print money. Fortunately, the world has a new solution. Experts predict in 7 years, 10% of the world's economy will be in crypto-based assets. Today, 1 billion people have access to the financial industry. Crypto is about empowering the other 6 billion people by banking the unbanked. Do not underestimate this. Do you wish you invested in Google, Amazon, or Netflix before anyone ever knew about them? $1,000 invested in Netflix turned to over $500,000. At Token Metrics, we help you find the next Netflix. Token Metrics users think differently about investing. They are early adopters looking for financial freedom. They are people who see a better world. a world without international borders. We believe in a world where everyone has access to the next financial revolution. At Token Metrics, we are creating a bridge that gets you to that revolution. We will help you make sound investments in this new world. The world's best investors do not rely on their intuition. They embrace technology and AI to invest. Token Metrics uses AI to find invisible patterns in data to help you invest and trade in crypto. In the past, we have used our data-driven system to achieve financial freedom. Now, we are giving you the keys. We created Token Metrics to be the only platform you'll ever need to make money in crypto. We give you AI and access to crypto experts at the best price. The moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond.
Disclaimer. Token Metrics Media LLC does not provide individually tailored investment advice and does not take a subscriber's or anyone's personal circumstance into consideration when discussing investments, nor is it registered as an investment advisor or broker-dealer in any jurisdiction. Information contained herein is not an offer or solicitation to buy, hold, or sell any security. The Token Metrics team has advised and invested in many blockchain companies. A complete list of their advisory roles and current holdings can be viewed here at tokenmetrics.com/disclosures.
All right. Happy Sunday. Welcome, everybody. I'm Ian Billina, your host. Today's going to be a heck of a show. Polkadot is finally here. And the question everyone is asking, is Polkadot the next Ethereum? Well, I'm here. Bill is here. As usual, every Sunday around this time, our team comes together and gives you our price predictions with Bill, who is an expert from Wall Street, myself, and AI to give you the edge to making money in crypto. And as usual, we'll answer your questions via the AMA. And today we're very excited to announce Crypto Therapy is going to the next level. We now have voicemails. So if you have any questions you want to submit to Token Metrics prior to the stream, just call toll free 1-888-90-TOKEN. Yes, that's right, token. 1-8890-TOKEN. Any crypto question you have, Bill and I will answer your questions. With that being said, Bill, how are you?
Ian, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on the show. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, Crypto Therapy is now going to the next level. we are trying to catch up to Jim Cramer. All right. So how's your week been, Bill?
It's been a good week. We had a nice interview with a big YouTube player, and riding the ups and downs and reminding myself what it's like to be in a bull market. That includes being a little scared of corrections. So we'll talk about that later. Yeah,
absolutely. So if you haven't yet watched the interview, go to BitBoy Crypto's channel. There's an interview with basically me, Bill, go through Token Metrics. It's a 2-part video. I think the second video is coming out today. The first one dropped last night, so check that out. We go through kind of our take on Wall Street, the FOMO, institutional investors, where we think crypto is going. Then we also do a demo on Token Metrics. All right, so shout out to Jan. What's up, Jan? How are you? Crizo, Stefan, Forrest, Thomas, Carolina. What's up, James? How are you? Eric, what's up? Eric in the 6th. Stefan. Michael, what's up, Michael? Great to have you in the group, in the private group. Mike, what's up? All right, so today's going to be a very, very interesting show. For some reason, there's an issue with Restream. I'm not sure why, but it's not pulling in comments from all the different platforms, and I did not do anything, so not sure exactly what's going on here. It shows me the number of people watching the stream, but it's not showing me the comments. So unfortunately, we'll only be able to get comments from the Token Metrics channel. So if you want to submit any questions via comments, please go to our channel on Token Metrics. Just search Token Metrics, or just go to youtube.com/Token Metrics. because I have that pulled up here on my iPad, so I'll be able to take questions there. But unfortunately, Restream commenting app is not pulling in comments from Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, and all the other platforms. But with that being said, in terms of the Menti code, let me pull that up. So please go to menti.com, menti.com, use the code 162084, that's 162084, to submit your questions. And as mentioned, today's stream is titled Polkadot versus Ethereum price prediction. How high can DOT and ETH go? I mean, Polkadot has been blowing up. It's already on Binance, Kraken, all the major exchanges. This is a very high profile project. So we'll be here to answer your questions. And we'll also answer your questions with the AMA. All right, so with that being said, next part, let me just go through our presentation. So very quick announcement. We have made the change we've been talking about. So for the last almost, I would say 2 to 3 months, we've been talking about how we plan to reduce the discount. So as you know, when we launched Token Metrics back on Black Friday in November 29th, 2019, we basically told our audience we would be giving a 50% lifetime discount to anybody who joins the annual plan. Right? So we have given people a very, very long time to sign up, but unfortunately we are building a business and we can't have a promo that lasts forever and ever. Okay, so unfortunately the promotion is over, right? So now it's finally over. There is no 50% lifetime discount anymore if you join the annual plan. So for those of you who maybe missed out, who have been contacting customer support, unfortunately, we're sorry, but we have been giving ample warning and kind of alerts telling people that this change was coming. The good news is we still do have a promo available. This time, as opposed to getting half off, you basically get 25% off lifetime discount. Now, this is a promo as well. This is also a limited time promotion as well. So if you have been on the fence and you missed the 50% lifetime discount, you probably should get on now, because Token Metrics is blowing up. Just kind of for transparency, first of all, thank you to all our crypto family out there. We cannot do anything that we do without you, right? So we mentioned back in July, Token Metrics grew 61% that month based on customers. And this month we can announce that Token Metrics, the month is not even over yet. We have doubled this month. We have grown over 100% this month already. So first of all, thank you, crypto family. You guys, I mean, we do what we do because of you. As you all know, we are trying to take everybody to the moon and beyond. Not just us, but all of us, right? Crypto family, Token Metrics family, want to take everyone to the moon and beyond. That's why I'm here on a weekend. That's why Bill is here on a weekend. All of us could be anywhere in the world, right? All of us could just be doing yield farming. We could be playing video games. We could be with our loved ones. We could do whatever we want. But we are here with you on a Sunday, putting in the work, the blood, sweat, and tears, because we want to not just go to the moon, but we want to take everybody to the moon, right? So if you missed out, there's still one last call basically until the discount is gone. So as mentioned, discount has now decreased from 50% to 25%. One other update we have is this still applies to the affiliate program. So anybody out there, if you're an affiliate, first of all, shout out to all the affiliates out there. We now have over 2,000 affiliates. I mean, that's incredible. In less than 1 year, we have over 2,000 affiliates. Our top affiliates, the creme de la creme, are making 5 to 10 grand a month. So next month, there'll be some fact checks being sent by me personally to our top affiliates. So if you haven't yet joined, be sure to join, right? Then one last update as well. So as mentioned before, the free trial is also gone. So unfortunately, that promo could not last forever. However, the good news is we still do have now a paid discounted trial. So as opposed to having a 14-day free trial, the new promo is you can try the hodler plan for basically $2 for 1 week, or the investor plan for 1 week for $5, right? So it's still very, very affordable. So as opposed to paying the monthly pricing, you still have the chance to try it out for 1 week, see if you like it, right? As opposed to having to pay the full amount, right? So this kind of still keeps it good for people who want to kind of try out the platform. All right. With that being said, Bill, any comments on any of that?
Well, I obviously want to express gratitude to our audience because without you, it's just me and Ian talking on Zoom. And I also agree with what you said. I have thought this my whole career. Any technical analyst worth his salt gets up in the morning and says, how can I help other people? Seriously. So I want to help you. We want to help you. And there's no limit on the bus to the moon.
Rocket ship to the moon. Rocket ship.
Rocket ship to the moon. Rocket ship.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Okay. All right. So moving on to the next part of of the presentation here. So let me just pull up my screen. So we've done shout outs. So as mentioned, for some reason, comments are not working on Restream. So we're taking comments from YouTube on our Token Metrics channel. What's up, everybody? Hubert, welcome. Paroli, Dior, what's up? Rich Hugh, Acropolis, what's up? So we've done Token Metrics updates. Bill will also share how he kind of goes through and does analysis with Token Metrics. We'll have a crypto showdown. Apologies on the typo there. Then we'll have our question of the day. So stay tuned for that question of the day. Crypto therapy. We have 2 voicemails. So as mentioned earlier in the show, we're now taking voicemails. So if you want to submit a voicemail for future shows, just dial toll free 1-888-90-TOKEN. That's 1-8890-TOKEN to submit your questions via voicemail. All right, and then we'll have our AMA towards the end of the show. Okay, all right. So let me. Okay, so just give me a second here. Apologies. All right, so up next, we've been getting lots of questions about the indices. So I would like for Bill to kind of share how he goes through and does technical analysis and how his job is made a lot easier thanks to Token Metrics.
Okay, so let me bring this bring this up here. Okay, so let's begin with this. Bull markets shift. Like it'll be the fast moving stuff that'll go first, and then it'll be the bigger things that follow. In stocks, it's like Russell 2000 in small tech and biotech, and then it moves up to bigger stocks like, say, Apple. Okay. Now, one of the things I'm seeing with Token Metrics is I'm over here in the top left, my top left, where it says value investor balanced quarterly. Now, look at what I'm seeing. Okay. I'm seeing Zcash. Okay. Cosmos. Okay. Now, why is that important? Well, because Cosmos is up 28%, is on a tear, and Zcash is up 5%. Okay. So some of these cryptos that maybe nobody owns, right? Like everybody kind of forgot about Cosmos. And then all of a sudden it's up 40%. Okay. And this to me is screaming that institutions and bigger players are starting to get involved. Okay. So for you out there, I will look at some of these portfolios and then I'll just check what's going on the screen, what's happening, right? So it's a great way to get a visual. All right. Now, I believe it or not, I use price prediction. I know everyone out there probably uses price prediction, but I use it less often because I'm the human price prediction and I don't want to cheat. Sometimes I have to look, it's great, right? But, you know, I like to do my work and then look at the computer. Now, what I like to use is just our old-fashioned rankings, okay? Now, a lot of times when Bitcoin comes to the top and its grade starts to go up, that can be constructive for crypto. Now, why is that important right now? Well, because this correction scared me, right? I'm going to tell the truth. I saw Ethereum break down. I'm like, oh no. You know, we even talked about this in the BitBoy crypto interview. Like every time it's red 2 or 3 days in a row, everybody has a flashback to 2018. Okay. So when I see some of the top coins in Token Metrics, okay, start doing well or the grade starts to go up, Okay. I pay attention to that. All right. And then I also look at coin market cap. Okay. I'm going to have to switch off here and go to coin market cap. I thought I had it up. Okay. So now I know that this is overly simplistic, but sometimes people want to know, gosh, where do I start? You know, how do I figure this out? Well, okay, that's a fair question. So let me ask you something. Cosmos, which we like, if you look at our rankings, it's in our portfolio. You know, I won't read War and Peace to you, but it's now currently ranked number 16. Now, we saw what Chainlink can do. We saw it. Okay. Monero, a privacy coin, perhaps in an uncertain political environment, right? You know, Tron, like it or not, possibly a player, a DeFi network that could come online, right? Neo took off last week. So why am I sharing that? Because when you look down the market cap chart, sometimes you can compare that to what Token Metrics thinks. And if something is, I don't know, 25th on the market cap chart, but highly ranked or top 5 with Token Metrics, that's something that's worth looking at. You can start using your own filter and using the Token Metrics platform, but believe it or not, I try to keep it simple.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Bill. Well said. Well said. Right. So kind of as you mentioned, being able to look at the Token Metrics ranking and see what cryptocurrencies are ranked higher versus their market cap can really give you really cryptocurrencies that we think have an edge, cryptocurrencies we think are undervalued relative to their current market cap. All right. With that being said, tell us what you think down in the comments below. Okay. So quick question here on YouTube. Is there a 30-day roll on the ranking predicted growth column? So we did add a predicted growth column for Token Metrics. So if you log in, there's a column that basically gives you the price predictions, and those are rolling 30-day price predictions. Rolling meaning that every new day we get that additional data and we add that to the price predictions, right? So actually, this is a very, very common question I have been getting on Token Metrics. So let me see if I can even answer that here. So apologies, let me just kind of go off tangent real quick. So people are asking, why do our price predictions always change, right? Because sometimes people think it's cheating, right? And it may seem like it, but once you hear why, it makes total sense, right? So we have rolling 30-day price predictions, right? So this means that whenever you log in, we want to give you the most accurate price prediction, right? Because crypto is very volatile, and trying to predict cryptocurrencies is basically a crazy thing to do, right? However, we like crazy, right? So when you log in, so for example, if we go to a cryptocurrency, we'll cover, so for example, let's go to Ethereum, right? So the best example to really kind of show this is go back to Black Thursday in March, where the crypto market essentially tanked. Prices crashed 30%, 40%. Imagine having price predictions when that happens. Do you want to have those now outdated price predictions, or do you want the models to update and give you a new price prediction with that new data, right? So as a result, the price predictions have to be constantly updated. So we update them daily, probably even more. I would say anywhere between 6 to 24 hours a day, right? So meaning that, for example, right now, this is the price prediction for Ethereum. So our models believe that Ether could go as low as 373 before beginning to rise and go all the way back to about 396, right? But let's say after 1 week from now, there's a huge crash, right? There's a huge meltdown, or there's a huge melt up in crypto, right? Let's say the entire crypto market goes up or down 20%. So what we want to do when you log in a week later, we want to factor all that prior week worth of data into the prediction and give you a more recent, more accurate price prediction. So as a result, we're constantly taking new data and adding that into the price prediction. So the price prediction looks only purely at past price data. It looks purely at the charts. It does not factor in fundamentals, technical analysis. It's looking just purely at the charts, at the past historical pricing. Then the machine learning tries to predict where the price is going in the next 30 days. So meaning that after 1 week, we take that new 7 days worth of data, add it to the historical pricing, and redo the models. So as a result, that's why it's constantly updating, right? So we have tried to explain it here, right? We have a tutorial, and we also have FAQs and some text explaining it, but we understand not everybody has the time to go through and read that. So that's why we're also doing this video here. But yeah, I think once you understand that, it will make total sense, because Bitcoin or something, when something major happens, when a black swan event happens, you want to have the most recent, most accurate pricing predictions, because at that point, that's what matters the most. Bill, any comments on that?
Sure. Okay, so as we know, I read charts and I try to help you. And the good news is that our artificial intelligence models look at those same charts. So it's like I've got a whole fleet of colleagues, except they're in the digital world. But the key thing to remember is the AI is reading the charts. They're looking at the same thing you are. So as the charts change, just like my read can change, so can the AI's read, right? That's why price predictions, price prediction sounds, it's the ultimate great title for it, but it doesn't necessarily mean crystal ball. Sometimes it acts like it with its accuracy, but basically the humans and the computers were all reading a dynamic chart.
Yeah, well said, Bill. And one thing to add on to that, so when we say price predictions, yes, we understand it's kind of like magic in a way, right? We're trying to predict the future. However, one thing to note, when using the price predictions to trade, whether it's short-term, long-term, right? So for example, if you plan to trade them monthly, that does not mean look at the price prediction one day, make your trade, go on vacation on your yacht and come back a month later. No, right? It means, okay, that's where we think the price is going. However, please keep an eye on it in case there are any major shifts in the market. And because if something happens, let's say the SEC comes out and says all DeFi is illegal. I mean, guess what? The price prediction models will factor that in, because there'll be lots of price action in the markets, probably a large crash. So being able to factor that in. So when you trade with the price predictions, keep an eye on it, right? So this is something we do plan to launch. Hopefully, I would say by next month. We want to add alerts. So being able to make trades on price predictions and have it give you an alert when there's a major change. So whether it goes up or down. And also same thing with the indices, being able to give you alerts when a particular index is going to rebalance or update. And then also giving you alerts when cryptocurrencies you follow in your portfolio change based on the ratings. So because this is something we think is definitely required. This is something our crypto family has been asking us to do. And we do plan to make this available to the investor plan and to the professional plan. So if you're in the investor plan, the plan is we'll have email alerts. And if you're in the professional plan, we'll have texting alerts, right? So being able to send you real-time updates and alerts when the price prediction change, for example, right? So once again, just to recap, price prediction models and indices, when we say use them to trade, it does not mean make a trade, walk away, come back a month later, and think everything is going to be on the bullseye, right? You constantly have to be checking on it. I would say probably check into it every few days just to see how things are, just to see if there are any major updates, right? For example, recently with gold, right? Actually, let me see if I can pull up the gold price predictions, because there was one people were asking me about via the chat. So we use Pax Gold as the best way to kind of see how gold has been performing, because Pax Gold or Pax G is a cryptocurrency that's pegged to gold with a 1-to-1 ratio. Right, so I mean this price prediction has been pretty crazy, right? So it's been pretty aligned, and we had gold basically going all the way till 2000 or so. Then we had gold dipping all the way as low as 1600. Right, basically it was basically telling you gold has gone up a lot, take some profits, is probably going to have a correction. gold did have a correction. It went to 2000, came back all the way down to only about 1950. So it wasn't that big of a correction, right? And our models had it going as low as 1600, which was very, very low. Actually, it had gold losing 22%, which is the lowest. I mean, the lowest gold has ever lost is about 14% historically, right? So it was basically something that was pretty drastic, right? However, after some time, the models did adapt. I would say they typically take a few days to adapt, right? And now they've kind of corrected it, and now they have gold basically bouncing back, going all the way to up to 2,500. And speaking of gold, I mean, Warren Buffett investing in a gold company, right? The Oracle of Omaha is now getting into gold, right? And our models are basically saying they're bullish on gold, which I think is also a bullish sign for crypto, right? So just to kind of show you, right? Don't just look at the price predictions and walk away and come back a month later, right? Because for example, looking at this says gold is going to 2,500. As mentioned, keep an eye on it, right? Come back 2 days later, 3 days later, keep checking on it to see if there are any drastic changes, because the models could self-correct and say, okay, you know what? Something has happened now with this new data, and we think it's only going to 2,300, or we think it's going even higher, right? So kind of like a trade, don't, because right now we don't really have alerts or stop losses with price predictions, so you kind of have to keep an eye on the trade. Anything to add to that, Bill, in terms of even maybe gold and what's happening with gold?
Sure. So gold is frequently viewed as kind of a no-brainer in this environment, right? Fed's printing a lot of money, buy gold. Okay, I have a different take on gold. Gold is a part of an alternative money revolution. Gold one day could become collateral, right? You'll take your gold to a central depository for, say, the state of Texas, and they'll give you a checkbook and you'll be able to write checks for dollars against your gold. Now, crypto is way ahead of the game, of course, right? And ETH is collateral, say, for like the DeFi system. And so are all these other big cryptos. So gold is a revolution in money. It's a revolution in collateral. And of course, crypto is also going in that same direction. So gone are the days of the gold guys looking down on crypto. I never thought they should have been there to begin with. We're all in the same boat, and we're all going in the same direction.
All right. Thank you, Bill. All right. So tell us what you think down in the comments below. All right. So now let's get straight to the show. People are saying, when are we going to talk about Polkadot? I hear you, Xeon Bit. What's up? Rich Hu. Okay. So without further delays, let's hop straight into why people are here. Polkadot versus Ethereum. Okay, so as Bill pulls that up, Polkadot just launched this month. This has been a cryptocurrency we've been keeping an eye on. Be sure to go to tokenmetrics.com. We have finished our full in-depth review on Polkadot. We've done a fundamental review, technology and code review, and now it's on there. Definitely, I would say one of the better projects out there technology-wise, and we do plan to put out an in-depth investment report to our customers via email. I would say probably in the coming week or two. So definitely make sure to join Token Metrics. All right, to you, Bill.
Okay, with altcoins, okay, with the new stuff. So this is the 30-minute chart of the new Polkadot. I look for two things, right? You could say very simply, I look for a square and a triangle. One step up from that, I'm looking for the market to start up and then stop, and then start up and then stop again. All right. In Elliott wave, it's very bullish, and I won't go into all the jargon, but I look for these triangles and squares. And if I have a triangle and a square, it means it could move. All right. So let's look at Polkadot, right? It starts off, it goes sideways, right? That's the little rectangle. Then it starts back up again, and now we're doing this wavy consolidation. So to be real simple about this fits the pattern of all the moons I've seen on, Uniswap. The rest of the market is going to have to cooperate, but this stop-start price action, Polkadot's following along. right? And it's the question is, can you not get shaken out while it's doing its either triangle or square consolidation, right? Because the way I sum it up is we're looking for that spring to wind up so that it can just go. So Polkadot right now is doing that. Conceptually, Polkadot, it's like, you know what? Polkadot's going to be cool until Ethereum comes out with 2.0. And the cooler Polkadot gets, the faster they'll get 2.0 out. So I just see Polkadot as a constructive force no matter what.
All right. Yeah. So well said. I mean, the hype I've been hearing about Polkadot as they've been building, even doing the third token sale and now launching. I mean, it's been pretty incredible. And then, I mean, to a point where our team had to go back and redo a code review on Polkadot. And I mean, the progress they've made is drastic. But not only that, I would say their ecosystem, right? The ecosystem, the applications they have being built on Polkadot. I haven't really seen any other project get this kind of adoption since Ethereum, right? I mean, because we have done a code review on Cosmos as well. And I don't think Cosmos has quite the ecosystem Polkadot has, right? I'm not sure if that's because of maybe it's just the marketing between people on YouTube and other platforms. But I mean, it seems to me like Polkadot has a lot of people building on top of it. And what's really cool about it is it's compatible with Ethereum, right? So because for my research, the Ethereum community and ecosystem is friendly towards Polkadot. It's almost like they're all part of the same family, and they are, because Gavin Wood was a co-founder of Ethereum, right? So kind of their growth is pretty good. So just to kind of pull up Token Metrics here. So these right now we're looking at value investor ratings. So I do want to kind of pull up DOT just to kind of show you where we stand with it. All right. So right now it ranks 17th on the Token Metrics rank. Right, so fundamentals are pretty good, 78%. Technology, very, very good, 90%. Right now the TA is kind of bearish. I think that's because all the hype and everything. But once the TA turns very, very bullish, I mean, this is a great coin to have long term. Right, so, I mean, from purely, I mean, because right now we are in a bull market, and in bull markets, especially here in crypto with altcoins, fundamentals are almost going out the window. People are just throwing money at projects that have just purely good technology. And I think that's why lots of projects, especially altcoins, are pumping. But long term, I think this is definitely a very solid project that's not going anywhere based purely on the technology. And when the TA kind of shows a good entry point, I think this is definitely one that will also be added to our indices, right? I know for sure if you're in the quarterly technology index, this will be added. So I think the next update on that is probably around, I would say, October or so, right? But if we go looking at projects right now, Polkadot is ranked top 6 technology, right? So our team going through doing a code review, this is a top 6 project purely based on technology. Now the price prediction models on this aren't really working because of the rebase, where they changed from having 10 million total tokens to a bunch of other different tokens, right? So basically there was a huge crash, right? So we have to give it some time for the price prediction model to take that new data in and then kind of redo its thing. With that being said, the other project we want to compare is Ethereum. How does Polkadot compare to Ethereum? So I did quickly do Ether. Let me just pull that up again, right? So just give me a second. As Bill also pulls that up on his end. So we're bullish on both projects. Ethereum, Polkadot, very, very good projects. I would say long-term, bullish on both. Long-term, I think having both, obviously not financial advice, that's kind of my opinion. I hold Ether right now. I don't have any Polkadot, but quite frankly, I probably will get some Polkadot eventually. Not sure exactly when, probably after the TA kind of bottoms and there's really a good entry. But I mean, Polkadot, I think, is definitely a project worth holding long term. And I think, I mean, even if you aren't bullish on the project, I think it still makes sense to learn about it, because this is the future, right? The future is being very interoperable, having other blockchains talk to each other. And the fact that they're trying to do it, and this is the best blockchain that does it, in my opinion, that connects other blockchains. So going here to the price predictions, as mentioned earlier, for Ethereum short term, basically in the next 1 month or so, Ethereum is going to be pretty stable, right? We think it will go as low as 373 or so, but pretty much our models think it's going to be pretty flat, going pretty sideways. But long term, we're very bullish on Ethereum. We think Ethereum by 2030 will surpass Bitcoin in market cap. I've kind of gone out on a limb and said that, just kind of from seeing the network effects, the developer community, and I mean, DeFi. If we think DeFi is going to blow up the way it's going to blow up, Ethereum is in first place when it comes to that, in my opinion. And I think all the money will flow to Ethereum. The only other project that can compete at the moment is Polkadot. Right? I don't think Tron has a chance, in my opinion. Cosmos may be, but Cosmos is good technology, and I am bullish on that. But I think Polkadot is right now showing itself as the clear number 2 to compete with Ethereum. Bill?
Okay, so let's talk Ethereum. Okay, let's also talk about it in the context of human emotions. Okay, so Ethereum goes to 450. I'm thinking 500. Okay, and then the next thing I know, it's printing 380, and I'm losing sleep. Truthfully, and you know it's a bull market when you're bullish and it goes down and you lose sleep. I know it's a little strange, but bull markets feed on worry. Now, the way I reduced my worry in Ethereum is I pulled up this chart, and this chart was created off something very old school from the 20s about how something breaks out when it's kind of been going sideways in an upward fashion. So it's like, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, and it goes. Now, all Ethereum has done with the correction this week is simply go where this arrow is and kind of make a return move to the top of the cone formation, right? And if you think Ethereum is going to 500 or 800 like we do, this week's correction was a blip, right? So I was like, okay, let's have some Evian water, go back to sleep. This chart is okay. Yes, market's correct, but Ethereum corrected to just the right spot. And again, sometimes bull markets will shake you out. Bull market does not mean easy.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, well said, Bill. Well said. So actually, that's actually a good segue to Crypto Showdown. Okay. All right. Actually, let me. All right. So please go to menti.com, menti.com. Use the code 162084. That's 162084. And Crypto Showdown. Time for the audience to make their voices heard. Tell us what you think. Which cryptocurrency do you think has more upside short term, right? Right now, in the next, I would say, month or two, what cryptocurrency has more upside? Is it Polkadot? Is it Ethereum? And then also be sure to tell us in the comments why you think that is, right? So for me, so kind of as mentioned, very bullish on both. Polkadot just launched. It's now trading on all the major exchanges, Kraken, Binance, all that. Very bullish on it. Very bullish on Ethereum as well. But if I had to pick one cryptocurrency to put my money in, I already have Ether, but Ether to me is like a stablecoin. Ether is like, if anything, Ether is my global reserve currency. Okay, when I get into crypto, I don't buy Bitcoin at all. I mean, honestly, I don't even know last time I bought Bitcoin. Because when I want to send money and move money, Bitcoin is so slow, right? So I use Ether, right? I go to Gemini, Coinbase, put my fiat, buy Ether, send it to some DEX wallet, whatever, right? And trade, right? I don't use Bitcoin because Bitcoin, you have to wait like half an hour, sometimes even longer. And Ether does the same thing and it's pretty stable, right? So in my opinion, Ether is kind of almost something that everybody should have. Ether is a blue chip. But in the short term, though, I think Polkadot has more upside just purely based on the narrative. It's new, it's shiny, it's sexy. People want this new narrative. And we've seen how high narratives can go. Narratives can throw fundamentals out the window. We saw this with Chainlink. I mean, Chainlink went from like $2, $10, $17. I mean, it just kept on going. I mean, to a point where even Dave Portnoy had bought Chainlink, right? So, and not only that, I think the major move was once Chainlink was doing well, almost all the other oracles began to do well. Band Protocol, Teller, DIA, DOS Network. I mean, all these brand new oracles were just, I mean, the Chainlink narrative was just sprinkling onto them, right? So I think the same thing can happen with Polkadot, right? I think Polkadot is new. People think this can compete with Ethereum, Ether. So just based purely on FOMO, purely on speculation, I think this has the legs to go into short term. I'm not saying the technicals are there. I'm not saying the TA is there or the price prediction is there, but I'm saying just purely based on the narrative alone, and people hearing about this project, seeing how good it is for the first time. I mean, imagine if Polkadot gets added on Coinbase, right? Polkadot is going to do well just based purely on that, right? Just based on new buyers being able to buy this cryptocurrency, which was non-transferable for over a year on most exchanges. Most exchanges had IOUs. So now people hear about, oh my God, this, I mean, think about in 2017. Imagine what happened with the Interoperability Alliance. We had Icon, we had Aeon, we had OneChain. All three projects that were meant to do what Polkadot does. They were meant to connect other blockchains, and both Icon and Aeon did 100x based purely on that narrative. I mean, as somebody who was an investor in Icon, I mean, that was insane. I ended up getting some Aeon on exchanges. I also invested in OneChain, but OneChain could have pulled a 100x, but they messed that up. I mean, they laid an egg. They took forever to issue their token. They waited like 7 or 8 months to launch their token, right? To a point it became a meme. It became OneChain. But imagine if OneChain actually launched at the same time as Icon. All three could have done a 100x. And quite frankly, the technology is nowhere close to Polkadot. Polkadot has a lot better technology, but just based on launching at the right time in a bull market, with a great narrative of kumbaya with all the other blockchains, took all those three blockchains to the moon and beyond. And as mentioned, Polkadot has much better technology. So I think that narrative has legs. But not only that, I think when that happens, you'll see the same thing to all these other interoperability blockchains. They'll now start to have some hype, right? So as Bill mentioned earlier in the show, Cosmos is now doing well. Cosmos is up a lot. And I think because now people are saying, okay, if Polkadot does well, maybe Cosmos will also do well, right? And I'm not sure about the others. I haven't looked at OneChain, Aeon, and such, but I would think after DeFi oracles being the winning narrative in the last month or so, I think interoperability blockchains could be the narrative that really takes off. And as a result, in my opinion, I think Polkadot really has more upside in the short term versus Ether. Bill, your take?
Okay, two things. One, I think Polkadot is like Red Bull or Monster drink for the DeFi space, right? It's just going to pick up everybody's heart rate, make your workout better. Two, I think in terms of Polkadot and how much it could grow, I mean, again, folks, DeFi's gone from 1 to 9 billion and everybody's like, ooh, it's a bubble. People, 9 billion is not a lot of money. Okay. The Fed did 85 billion a month for years in terms of printing. So the amount of acceleration that's capable of happening, especially if you have a legit platform, right? That's the other thing about Polkadot and its team, right? It's sexy, but it also seems legit, and that's key, right? So when you put a little caffeine in DeFi, watch out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very good point, right? Because we've seen DeFi take off on Ethereum, and now Polkadot is launching with DeFi, right? Because we've covered before about projects like PolkaSwap, which basically brings a DEX that's interoperable on Polkadot. Then you have basically, imagine taking everything on DeFi and Ethereum and moving it over to Polkadot. I mean, so if you add DeFi and interoperability, that's a narrative we've not seen before in crypto. And I mean, talking about adding caffeine to your coffee, I mean, that's like adding tequila to your coffee. I mean, DeFi and interoperability narrative in one, I think definitely keep an eye on that. Obviously, right now we're talking short-term speculation. Definitely do your own research in the long term. But I mean, with us, our team, we think technology is pretty solid. Now it's just really a matter of what entry is good. Okay. Now with that being said, let's see what the audience has said. Wow. Okay. Crypto Showdown. For the first time ever, I believe. Yeah. Ethereum has been defeated. Incredible. So the audience sides with us. The audience believes that Polkadot in the short term, in the next month or so, is the better trade versus Ethereum. So tell us what you think down in the comments below. Do you think the audience is right? Do you think Polkadot has a better narrative? Do you think Ethereum has a better narrative? Let me check in here. Bobby Ross says DOT is on Kraken. Yeah, DOT is on Kraken. I think it's on Binance as well. I have to double check. Andrew says, how does Polkadot compare to Hedera Hashgraph? Quite different. I mean, Polkadot is really, Hedera Hashgraph is really building more something for enterprise blockchain. I would look at Hedera Hashgraph because they have great partnerships with Google, IBM, Deutsche Telekom, Boeing, I believe as well, right? But they're really going for enterprise, right? Polkadot is really trying to be like the Ethereum for all blockchains, right? To connect all the other blockchains out there. All right, so with that being said, tell us what you think down in the comments below. And that's the winner. Polkadot defeats Ethereum in Crypto Showdown. Okay, all right, so now time for us to go to question of the day. All right, so question of the day, picking up where we left off with DeFi. I mean, with DeFi, with Polkadot, with Ethereum, but now let's add some other blockchains to the mix. And now let's narrow it down to just DeFi blockchains, right? So go to menti.com, menti.com, use the code 162084. That's 162084 to submit your question. So question of the day, what are the top DeFi blockchains when it comes to decentralized finance? Which blockchain? We have 5 here, just to keep it simple. What blockchains do you think are best for DeFi? Is it Bitcoin? Some people, especially the Bitcoin maximalists, believe that Bitcoin is still a DeFi blockchain because, I mean, it's a currency, it's a store of value, and it's decentralized. Then second, Polkadot. Third, Ethereum. Fourth, EOS. Fifth, Tron. All right, so go to menti.com, make your voices heard. This is the question of the day. Last question before we hop into the AMA and some other questions. Okay, go here, make your questions. Make your voices heard. So, in my opinion, if I had to, right now I think top DeFi blockchain is still Ethereum, right? So this is kind of different from the other question because I'm thinking kind of long term, where is DeFi going to reside? And right now it's Ethereum's race to lose. Now, honestly, I don't think Bitcoin is part of DeFi. I mean, yes, in a way it is DeFi, but I'm thinking DeFi is more than just a store of value. I'm thinking like the whole shebang. Like, imagine the world is our oyster. Imagine getting all of Wall Street onto the blockchain. I think it's going to happen on Ethereum. That's why I'm very, very bullish on Ethereum long term. I think Ethereum will eventually surpass Bitcoin in market cap because of DeFi, right? So I think that's really kind of my take on that. When it comes to EOS hasn't really done much, honestly. I mean, they have a lot of money, but quite frankly, they've not done much. I mean, maybe, I'm not sure exactly what's going on over there. Tron actually does have a space. They basically just kind of copy Ethereum, right? It's kind of like, I don't mean to insult anybody, but kind of like when Chinese companies take a working business model in America and copy it in China, right? So kind of taking like Uber, Airbnb, Google, and just doing the same thing to the Chinese audience because American companies can't really enter the Chinese market, right? So I think there will definitely be room for a Chinese blockchain that kind of has the stamp of approval from the Asian community and Asian ecosystem because they're able to cater to the Asian or Chinese needs much more than an outsider, right? So that's why I think there will always be a need for that. So even if some people might make fun of these projects like Tron, right? I mean, Ethereum is not really doing much in China to my knowledge, right? So as a result, there will always be that gap in the market. And then whether Tron fulfills that, I'm not sure about that because we have Neo, you have all these other blockchains as well. There's so many blockchains in the space that Tron could be one of many, right? And then Polkadot, I think really, as mentioned, is the closest competitor. But I mean, right now it's Ethereum's race to lose, in my opinion. Bill, what's your take? What blockchain do you think could compete with Ethereum when it comes to DeFi, besides Polkadot and Ether?
Okay, well, we've done some work on Neo, right? Tron woke up recently, but Neo's been around for a while and is hanging around, I think, even in the Token Metrics rankings. So you're right. I mean, DeFi could get so big that, like, Ethereum could be like the primary node, or, I don't want to say the B word, bank, but it could be the primary network, and there could be 4 or 5 other players, like there were, a dozen Wall Street players in the 80s or the 90s. So there is room for these other players because, really, there wasn't any applications to run on these networks before DeFi, right? Mm-hmm. So if somebody's got something cool in DeFi, they can have a pulse. They can move. If they can cater to an Asian audience with DeFi, they can go up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well said. So comment here from Michael. Crypto bull market to DeFi bull market to interoperability bull market, global adoption. Yeah. I mean, I think if we have a bull market to DeFi, then from DeFi to interoperability. Yeah. I mean, interoperability is how we really get to global adoption, right? Because right now when somebody gets into blockchain and crypto, it's like speaking a foreign language, right? So if they can be one blockchain, maybe even multiple, that are able to unify everything and have it talk to each other and make it easier, right? Polkadot has APIs that can really kind of connect to other different blockchains. If they can make it easier for developers to build, I mean, that really makes everything more accessible for developers to build DeFi applications. So I think those two narratives are pretty big. Micah goes on to say the key is DOT's governance is distributed. It's like when you're buying DOT now, you're buying shares on Jekyll Island 100 years ago. Okay. All right. Thank you for that, Michael. Okay. All right. Now let's go back to question of the day. So we have asked the audience question of the day. So Ethereum has won. Ethereum is a top DeFi blockchain, but it is very, very close. Polkadot came in second place by hair. Then third is Bitcoin, followed by EOS and Tron. So, I mean, the community believes Bitcoin is not really a top DeFi blockchain, which is really saying something. I mean, Bitcoin still has great technology, but kind of as we kind of agreed as well, we think Ethereum and Polkadot are really innovating and taking blockchain to the next level. So tell us what you think. Is there a blockchain we missed? Tell us down in the comments below. Okay. All right. So thank you for everyone who was able to partake in that. If you're watching the stream, be sure to like, subscribe, turn on the alerts. Please share this with your audience. We're almost getting to 10,000 subscribers on our new Token Metrics channel. So thank you to everybody who's joined. We've been adding about, oh, wow. Maybe we ended slightly early. Polkadot just surpassed Ethereum. But unfortunately, the whistle had already been blown. Whoever put that in, the buzzer beater was late, unfortunately. The shot clock was over. Okay. All right. So, time for a new segment. Okay, sorry. Just give me 1 second again. All right. Time for a new segment. Well, actually, it's the same segment, Crypto Therapy. But now the audience can submit their questions for Bill and myself to answer. So for anybody out there, if you want to submit for the next live stream, to submit your voicemail, if you have a crypto question, any crypto question, and as usual, this is not financial advice, not investment advice. We can only share with you our own opinion of what we would personally do, right? That's why we have the disclaimer here. But call toll free 1-888-90-TOKEN. That's 1-888 908-6536 to submit your question for the Token Metrics live stream. We accept calls from the USA and international, right? But we definitely encourage you to check with your phone company to make sure if you're calling international, whether there'll be a charge or not. It is a toll-free number, so anybody in the US, you don't have to pay any to call. And we do accept international calls, but I'm not sure whether, I think it might vary depending on where you are, but just double check. But it is a toll-free number because that was feedback people gave us last time when we tried this. So with that being said, go here to submit your question. Okay, so the first voicemail that has been submitted today, this comes from somebody in our professional plan. So they basically had first dibs. So let's go ahead and play this. If anybody has any issues with the audio, please tell us in the comments below. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I want to ask if playing the indices, how would you advise to play the other projects, during the call, like Curve, other projects that are still under the radar? Do we buy them now, like Helium? Projects are not on the indices. How do you advise to play them? For instance, if I'm putting 10K on the indices, of course, you're not financial advisors, but it's just how will you advise? Just an advice on how to play the other tokens.
Okay, so I'm not sure how the audio came out. Let me know if the audio was loud enough. Okay, but just kind of go through the question again. So basically, question is how to invest in tokens, not in the indices, right? So basically, he says he's following the Token Metrics indices, but he wants to invest in tokens like Helium and others, which are pretty new and not currently in the indices. So definitely very good question, very relevant question. I would say treat it like a part of your portfolio, right? So imagine you have some large cap coins, you have so basically you have two portfolios, one for trading, one for long-term hodling, one as a long-term value investor, right? So look at it and say, okay, what coins do I want to have? Okay, and maybe part of those, for example, maybe your long-term hodl portfolio is multiple indices. Maybe you have the quarterly Token Metrics indices, maybe you have the annual Token Metrics indices index, right? And then maybe you have some money on the side for trading and you put that into these new coins, right? I think that could be one way of doing it. Obviously, it's different for everybody, but me, myself, I do have Helium. So what I'm personally doing, that's probably the best way to kind of give you an example, right? Or because I can say one thing, but if I can do something totally different, right? So for me, I currently have been mining Helium. Then I've also been buying some Helium on exchanges. I bought some more around like $1.50, $1.80 or so prior to it getting added on Binance US. First of all, congrats to anybody who's been in Helium. That's been doing pretty well. I think, probably the best investment so far this year. It's done over 500%, and for me, I'm just kind of buying for the long term, right? So I'm kind of done trying to predict the price and trying to time it, right? Because I tried to time it when it was at 25 cents. I tried to buy it at 10 and 15, and it kept on going to $1.50. Right? So I'm done playing that game, because if I'm investing long term, the price is not the biggest factor, right? Obviously, it does matter, but it's not the biggest factor, because if I think it's still undervalued and I think it's going to be a top 20, top 30 market cap project, then it makes sense for me to accumulate now, right? So I'm basically doing that. Then I also have Matic Network long term. That's also in my annual value investor index. Then I also have Chainlink. That's in the price prediction monthly index. So I'm not necessarily putting money in all the indices. I'm picking the ones I like and picking a few coins from there, right? Because right now I'm kind of still in the process of building up my portfolio. But I would say if I'm really going to allocate a lot of money into crypto, I would probably build a basket of indices. Either that, or maybe pick indices I like and pick out the coins I like. Then for new ones that aren't on any of the indices, I would still buy them if I like them, if I think it's good long term, or buy them as a trade. right? So really the indices are a guide, but you don't have to follow them to the letter, right? It's okay to kind of do what you want to do. Just kind of use them as a guide, right? They're kind of there to help you. It's kind of like GPS. Imagine you're driving. The GPS could tell you to go one way, but you maybe know this way that's a shortcut, or maybe you want to pass this other way. So so it's not like you have to follow it 100% of the time. I mean, if you're a newbie, then probably yes, right? But if you're somebody who's more seasoned and you kind of know how to do your research and you really believe in a project, it's fine to kind of veer off course. It's kind of there as a guide. Bill, anything to add to that?
Sure. So here's an example. Take the big, I now consider them the big coins in the DeFi space, right? So there's like Kava, Aave, Kyber, Ren, right? These are all kind of top 50 market cap coins. If you want to have DeFi as 25% of your portfolio, but you still want that trading flavor, those coins don't always go up and down at the same time. Kava will go on a run, then it'll stop, and then Ren will go, and then Aave, right? So if you want to play a trading game, it's like, buy it, it goes up, take the money, and switch to another one. You're still in DeFi. You've still got, 10 or 15% of your portfolio in it. Your portfolio has a speculative element, right? So 3/4 of the pie is for investment and 25% of the pie is for trading. Now, those DeFi examples, there are multiple themes now, right? There's the interoperability, the Oracle space, etc. You can play it any way you want, just not with all your money. Right? So it's not with all your money. And then on the other side, you don't have to stick exactly to the index. You can experiment. I'm going to pull this coin out and substitute a trading coin, right? Believe it or not, that's what professional money managers will do. They're tracked on how or if they can beat the S&P. So they're going to have their picks or things that they like to try to get a better return for their investors than if they just drop their money in an index.
Yeah, good point, Bill. One last thing to add to that. So if you are going to veer, of course, kind of like as Bill said, and pick something that's not in the index, I would still definitely encourage you to look at the rating on Token Metrics to make sure that whether it's a trade, to make sure the TA or the price prediction score is good, or if it's something that you're putting in your long-term portfolio that's not in any of the indices, to still make sure it has a good rating overall, right? So definitely encourage that, because that's kind of why we made Token Metrics, to really help you look at cryptocurrencies like that. So thank you for that question. And tell us what you think. Do you have different ways of investing in tokens that aren't in any of the indices? Tell us down in the comments below. Okay, all right. So now we're going to the next question. All right. So as mentioned, this is something totally new, crypto therapy. If you have any crypto question you'd like to ask on the live stream, submit it by calling toll free 1-888-90-TOKEN. That's 1-888-908-6536 to submit your question to our team, and we'll make sure to be taking these voicemails and asking them on the show. All right, so the next question is...
Hi, Token Metrics. I would like to receive your opinion or get your comment or opinion on CKB token, that is Neuron Network. If you get a chance, if you can provide your opinion of where that coin is going to head in the bull run, what's the potential about the CKB, again, Neuron Network. I highly appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So I think he meant Nervous Network, so CKB. So Bill's going to pull that up. So we have been hearing a lot about this, right? So it looks like Bill is ready.
Okay. So again, keeping it simple. We think the pre-moon look, okay, is a triangle and a square, right? There's a rally, right? Like it starts here. Okay. And then there's a triangular consolidation. And then it starts here. And then there's maybe a square consolidation. Okay. So this, like so many other coins, okay, has the potential, if there's a news event, to turn and take off. Right. Because, it's almost like fashion. I call that like the Uniswap look. Okay. When you start to see, that coiling process, that means that, smart crypto money may be in there, making a bet. Like, in other words, somewhere in the mind of traders, they're actually building their own portfolios, right? Like, these are the coins that I think could move, right? And I'm sure they have their own way of picking it, but I've just noticed that method of coiling can be constructive. It may do nothing, but if the market gets hot and there's a catalyst for the space that the coin is in, you can get an up move.
Yeah, I mean, if the crypto market gets hot, it gets very, very hot very quickly. I mean, 0 to 100 real quick. Okay, so now going to the Token Metrics price predictions, they are kind of still. So right now they're not that bullish on CKB. They basically kind of have going. Right now it's around 0.008. They have it going as low as 0.0067, and then basically finding a base there and kind of going flat for about a month or so, right? So, I mean, if this is a coin you like, that could really be a place to possibly accumulate down here long term, right? Obviously not financial advice. This is just purely the AI, right? AIs can be wrong. AIs aren't perfect. Okay, so this is merely one of several data points we think you should kind of go into in terms of doing the research, right? And then let me just go to the summary real quick. So apologies, there's been a glitch on the site with the gauges that we do plan to fix soon. But yeah, I mean, technology on this is decent, right? Having a score over 72. Obviously, not every project has a high technology score, but technology is decent on this, right? It's definitely, tech-wise, it's not a scam, right? And this has pretty decent tech, right? So definitely keep an eye on that. And if the TA turns very, very bullish, then you definitely have a coin that can run. All right, so tell us what you think. Is anybody out there bullish on CKB, Nervous Network? Tell us down in the comments below. Okay, so we have a super chat. Okay, so thank you, Bobby Ross, for the super chat. So question you're asking, what value does EOS having high okay, sorry, let me try to rephrase the question. What value does EOS have? So it has high activity transaction score on blocktivity.info represent. Okay, so basically to reword your question, EOS has lots of activity. How does that factor into the price? Well, one thing you have to realize, tell me if I'm wrong, but EOS has very low transaction fees versus Ethereum. Barely any, right? Versus Ethereum. So, which means lots of developers can build faster applications, or right? That's kind of the idea and their claim to fame. But then one thing that also you have to factor in, EOS has a large, I mean, they raised over $1 billion and they gave a ton of money as an incentive for people to build on their blockchain, right? Because same thing with Tron. Tron also has lower fees than Ethereum, and their claim to fame is that it's very active. But in terms of actual adoption, I mean, I don't really know many people talking about any of the dApps on Tron or EOS versus Ethereum, right? I mean, maybe I'm just kind of tuned out of those blockchains and their ecosystems, right? But in terms of people in my network who are actually using dApps on there, I mean, the only dApps I know they really have are basically gambling dApps, right? And I don't really gamble. Most people in my network don't really gamble, besides like poker players maybe. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really think the activity on those blockchains has anything to do with price, because they have very low transaction fees, and it might be easier on there to spam the network with fake transactions. But that's me purely speculating. Bill, any comments on EOS and Tron?
Okay, well, EOS hasn't really done anything. It's woken up lately. I like to look at it versus Bitcoin. Okay. So with DeFi, all of these Ethereum alternatives woke up. Now, I do think the EOS chart is interesting, that if EOS can somehow get itself back above these two blue lines, because, we're not sure if the ceiling is now the new floor. So it'll be interesting that if EOS does have another leg up, okay, that something could get going. The thing about EOS that I remembered was that players like Multicoin Capital liked it, right? Everybody was trying to bet at the time on what the new Ethereum is, right? I think we've all can agree at the moment that it used to be EOS and now it's Polkadot, okay? But never underestimate, again, this goes from speculation to an investment theme, right? If Polkadot takes off, it's going to leave room for these other players. Yeah, it might not be the hot trade, but some of these things could really wake up, right? I mean, EOS is way, way off its highs, right? So something to consider.
Yeah.
These other platforms are not dead. I mean, they may not be great trades. They may not be your favorite, but I think that whole space is going to wake up.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Okay. All right. So one more super chat. Thank you, Andrew. So question is, Ian, what are your thoughts on Hedera Hashgraph? Good question. So that is a project we have covered before in the past. So as Bill pulls up the TA, let me also pull it up here on Token Metrics. So Hedera Hashgraph has pretty decent, I would say good technology. It's really just kind of a matter of the TA also turning bullish, right? Actually, technology is very, very good, right? So we have it over 81%, fundamentals 74%, and TA over 76%. So actually Hedera Hashgraph right now is looking very, very good. And once again, apologies on the graphics. There's a bug we plan to fix with the graphics. Going to the price predictions. So these haven't really been that active. It has been kind of hard to kind of predict, right? But looking at this, our models think there's still some room for it to kind of decline. The price has been dropping. It went as high as 5.5 cents. Then it went to 0.048. And we think it can go as low as 0.038. And then pretty much kind of go sideways. Once again, this is just a price prediction based purely on price, not based on fundamentals, technology, any of that. And it's a rolling 30-day price prediction. So that does not mean pick a price, invest, come back a month later. It means this is where it's going, but it updates every single day. So probably good to check every few days to see if there are any major updates. But I mean, in terms of fundamentals and technology are good. This was a project that had their ICO a while back. The downside was they raised a bunch of money. So it was very tough for them, right? Because when they launched, they also came out in pretty much a bear market, and they had a very huge valuation. So once that kind of corrected and was repriced, now I think there's really a good chance to really accumulate this, right? Because if you want a project that has good fundamentals, they have partnership with Google, IBM, Boeing, Deutsche Telekom, I believe, right? So definitely one worth keeping, right? Now I don't own any. I don't have any plans to buy any, but if you do own Hashgraph, I mean, technology and fundamentals are pretty good. Then to you, Bill, with the TA.
Okay, so this is what I got for Hedera Hashgraph. I think this is interesting because, you know, there's always more than one way to draw a consolidation. But I noticed that the first arrow here, there was kind of a breakout of this triangle. And what Hedera is doing is it keeps coming back down and retesting like the second arrow. So here's how I would describe it. It breaks out and it comes back down. And we're checking to see if real buyers show up, right? If real buyers go, okay, this is for real. This is a daily chart. You know, we should see that within, say, 10 days. Some evidence, it doesn't have to moon in 10 days, just some evidence that, you know, there's buyers below, you know, and if you see that, especially when you consider how this took off the first time, right? I mean, when you take off like that,
wow, smoking.
Okay, that can repeat itself, right? So this could be a flag, and the saying in technical analysis is flags fly at half mast. That means it goes up, it makes a triangle, and then it can go up again. So I think this is an interesting question. I think it's an interesting chart. Okay, and as we've noted, it takes a couple big buyers and one theme and a hot day in the market for these things to take off.
All right, thank you, Bill. So tell us what you think down in the comments below. Do you think Hedera Hashgraph has lots of potential? Are you bullish on it? Are you bearish on it? Tell us what you think. Tell us your price predictions as well down in the comments below. Thank you. Okay, all right, so let me just check in with the audience. What's up, everybody? Joker says he asked a question. Thank you, Alice. Yeah, so if you have any questions on Token Metrics, we do have a help section, help.tokenmetrics.com. Go there to ask a question. We also do have a Telegram group. Just go to Telegram, search for Token Metrics Discussion or Token Metrics Alerts to subscribe to the alerts channel and the discussion group. We also have a forum as well. Go to forum.tokenmetrics.com. Okay, Andrew says, thanks guys. I've been following you since the start. Appreciate all your insights. Thank you, Andrew. We appreciate you as well. Crypto family, Token Metrics family. Joshua says, thinking of getting Token Metrics. Anyone use it? How accurate does the AI predict the short midterm moves? Well, Joshua, I mean, I would say just go through all our past videos on YouTube. I mean, I would say check the tape. I mean, because we've been making predictions live on the air since we launched, pretty much, right? So the proof is in the pudding. Okay, all right. So with that being said, let's actually go back to Menti. We've been getting so many chats that we haven't moved on with Menti. Okay, so let me see what the audience says. Oh, actually, sorry. We have one last segment. Now, be sure to smash the like buttons and subscribe. Your support definitely does help us. Okay. All right. So time for the Token Metrics Moon Awards again. It's been almost a few months since we last covered this, but you, our audience, our community, crypto family, Token Metrics family, we asked you, we surveyed you, and you gave us your answers, right? So the next segment is the best crypto wallets of 2020. Yes, we've had so many new people getting into crypto, whether it's because of DeFi, stablecoins, or the pandemic. Especially with the pandemic, lots of people getting into crypto. And one of the most common questions we get is, hey Ian, hey Token Metrics team, what are good crypto wallets, right? So we can't do what we do without you. So we asked our community to tell us and share with us what they think are the best crypto wallets. So without further ado, the audience has voted. Let us know what you think. So the post is up on our blog as well, at blog.tokenmetrics. So the number one crypto wallet people chose, Ledger wallet. I mean, this is a hardware wallet. This is very, very secure. I mean, quite frankly, I have multiple of these. As somebody who took an L, I mean, getting hacked for not having hardware wallets, I have several now. Okay, I have one, I have two, I mean, I buy like 10 Ledger wallets. So if you're in crypto and you want to keep your cryptocurrency secure, highly recommend having a Ledger wallet. Pro tip, buy several and never buy them from third parties. Meaning that buy them directly from Ledger only. Don't buy them on eBay. Don't buy them from anybody else. I mean, quite frankly, don't even get one for free. If somebody gifts you a Ledger, take it back. Like, right? I mean, unless that person is like family. I mean, because it's possible for people to tamper with it to a point where they could give you basically a hacked ledger and then use that to steal your keys. So never buy it used from eBay, right? This is not something you want to go cheap on, right? So I highly recommend you buy this directly from the site. I don't even think we have an affiliate link. I think we might have, but I forget. But I mean, Ledger, I think, is one of the best ones out there. I use it a lot. It lets you really store your cryptocurrency. Now, obviously, nothing is secure. There have been known hacks, even with hardware wallets. That's kind of why in the past I wasn't really a big fan of them, because as somebody who's been in computer engineering, right? Because that's where I have my master's and bachelor's in. I know how easily hardware can be hacked, right? But software can be hacked as well. But with this, it still kind of does give you the two-factor authentication, right? So I highly recommend getting a Ledger wallet. Very, very safe. Obviously not bulletproof, right? Because I would Google a post by Kraken Security. They've kind of shown examples of hacking hardware wallets, but you do have to have physical access to the actual device to be able to hack it. But I mean, they are hackable, right? Never let anybody tell you that nothing is 100% hacker proof. Right? That does not exist. Right? For anybody out there, if you go into security, first thing they tell you is there's no such thing as 100% being secure. Right? Anything can get hacked. I mean, if governments are getting hacked, I mean, because this is the best example. If people can hack game systems, like, because I know back in high school, maybe I'm kind of aging myself, but I don't think I'm that old. But back in high school, hackers would reverse engineer PS3s, PS4s, and put in mod chips to have them play basically bootleg games, all right? And I had some friends of mine who would do that. They would buy mod chips and they'll basically just download games, ISO files, put them on DVDs and play, right? They had it for Dreamcast, PS3, they had it for even GameCube, right? So back then, so that's where I never really trusted hardware anything. Okay. But I mean, technology has evolved. Now it is kind of getting tougher with DRM and stuff, but just want to put that out there. Hardware wallets are not 100% bulletproof, but as of now in crypto, they're one of the most secure ways, right? Now, with that being said, just one more cautionary tale. I have heard people who have hardware wallets still getting hacked for crypto, right? Ledger hasn't really said anything about it. I know Ledger, their email list was compromised, and pretty much hackers hacked their database. They claimed it was their marketing database, and they're able to get a list of customers. And I'm not sure if hackers have been targeting people as a result of that. But I know part of the way some people have been getting hacked with Ledger wallets is through the software, right? So make sure the software you only download it from Ledger's site. The story I heard about somebody getting hacked through the software was somebody was talking to somebody on LinkedIn, right? Then this person basically said they would give them Bitcoin if they hired them for work. They said, here, we want to hire you to do software development or code review for us. We'll pay you in Bitcoin. The person said, oh, wow, I'm getting Bitcoin to do work. Sounds great. So they sent him a link on software for him to review or work with, right? And I'm not sure if the person ended up getting paid or whatever, but that's not the story, right? Fast forward, later on, this person ends up getting hacked. He has a hardware wallet with his crypto, right? Like this, right? And he wakes up one day and his funds are gone, like zero. He lost over 60 grand worth of crypto. And he's thinking, like, how the hell can I lose money in my hardware wallet? So after doing a virus scan on his computer with Malwarebytes, he finds out that basically that software that person had him download to do work was software that basically had malware that then was able to scan his computer. So anyway, long story short is be careful. Even though you have hardware wallets, they also do leverage software. So make sure the software you download is not compromised. Make sure your computer has no viruses, right? So you have to have good security all around. Just because you have a hardware wallet does not mean you can skimp on security, because if your Ledger Live ends up being corrupted and it has some kind of hack that tricks you into entering your private key, that could be a bad way to basically take an L, right? Then I also know some people who've been tricked into entering their private key from their hardware wallet through different websites or browsers. So definitely make sure to kind of not do that, right? So just because you have a hardware wallet does not mean you can skimp on that. Okay, then next, number 2, Trezor wallet, also a hardware wallet as well. These two are probably the best bets for anybody out there who wants to really do well with security. Then going to number 3, Trust wallet. So the community has chosen Trust wallet. This is a mobile wallet. I also do have this as well. I don't really use it much, honestly. But I mean, this was bought by Binance, so definitely keep an eye on this one. Then Rising Star disclosure. This is a new mobile wallet as well from Data Dash. You guys know him; he's well known in crypto, biggest YouTuber out there. Token Metrics did also invest in their round, so we are backers of this project. So definitely check this out as well. It's kind of a combination between DeFi, CeFi, right? Then, so going to the full results here, right? So Ledger got 70% of the votes. Trezor, 16%. Trust Wallet, 7%. Right? So one that's missing that has really blown up, because this survey was done early in the year, right? In 2020. One that's missing here is, okay, sorry. I would say MetaMask, right? If you're in DeFi, you have to have MetaMask. MetaMask, let me pull it up here. It's really the king of wallets for DeFi, right? So DeFi has blown up this year. So I'm surprised MetaMask was not chosen by our audience, but I think this was prior to DeFi really taking off. Bill, any comments to add?
Okay, wallets like portfolios, right? Not all in one place. Okay. I even think keeping money in things like a Coinbase wallet, or even in like whether it's sort of hot or cold. Okay. Because remember, if Coinbase or a big exchange gets hacked, there's no FDIC, but they're going to keep their customers in the game. They're not going to just say, sorry, Charlie. So hardware wallets, software wallets, exchange, all three. Diversification, whatever that means for you.
Yeah. I mean, I think well said, because I was speaking to somebody who's pretty. I mean, his job is just security, and I was pretty shocked by his answer. He was saying he trusts centralized exchanges like Coinbase and Binance a lot more than even some hardware wallets, which I was pretty shocked that he would say that. I think what he was saying is, because yes, hardware wallets are secure, but he's saying that because you have to kind of, as somebody who's been hacked, you have to kind of think about all these things. Everything has risk, right? So we definitely don't want to put out the illusion that hardware wallets are bulletproof, because they're not, right? Because as you've seen, there have been some people who've had issues with them. And I think the issue that's possibly there with hardware wallets is a supply chain attack, right? Basically, people could basically hack their supply chain or basically have insiders in the supply chain who can basically replace or tamper with hardware wallets, right? That's kind of what this person was telling me. And he was saying he believes Coinbase or these other big exchanges now, if they get hacked, they kind of have like reserve funds they can use to pay out some people if they get hacked, right? Obviously, that's not always the case. I know some people who've lost funds on Binance and not been able to get them back. So, all right, so sometimes they kind of play that whole paperwork angle, right? But I mean, kind of take both options, as Bill said, kind of diversify, right? If you have some on exchanges, some on hardware wallets, some in other aspects, right? For example, I saw it was on Twitter as well. So I mean, apologies if it appears as I'm bashing hardware wallets, but I'm not. I'm just trying to keep things real, right? Because I saw somebody post on Twitter that he had his hardware wallet in a bank safe deposit, and nobody had touched it, and his funds were taken, and he's not sure how in the hell that happened, right? So I don't know how that happened as well. I'm not sure whether there's any missing information, but definitely spread the risk out, right? So kind of as Bill mentioned, I mean, that's why I have several hardware wallets, not just one, right? If you have one and you lose it, you definitely don't want to have that. I mean, I would say have at minimum 3 hardware wallets, right? So have maybe one at home, one in the office, one somewhere else, because if the home burns down, then your hardware wallet is kind of gone, right? So you want to have different locations, right? So what actually kind of helped me, if you read the book Bitcoin Billionaires, the Winklevoss twins kind of talked about how when they were storing their crypto in hardware wallets, they built like this kind of like Fort Knox type strategy of putting wallets across different parts of the country so that they could have the crypto stored safely and still accessible, but not too accessible, right? Where they would have to hop on planes and go to different, I think they actually used banks as well, or different places to pick up their crypto prior to having to use it. But anyway, just be careful out there, right? I mean, the wallets I used, as I mentioned, I used Ledger Wallet, MetaMask, Trust Wallet. I have a bunch of other wallets as well, but I don't really put much there. But I would say, for the most part, those are the ones I use. So with that being said, tell us what you think. Are there any wallets we missed? Which wallets do you like? What wallets do you think are the top wallets of in crypto for 2020? Tell us down in the comments below. Okay, all right. So that concludes that part of the Moon Awards. Okay, all right. So now time for the AMA. All right. So first question. Hi, Ian. Question for Bill. How high could Luxo go? That's LUKSO. LUKSO. Okay. I have heard of this, but I haven't really heard much of it. So let's give Bill some time to pull that up. All right, so as he pulls that up, let me just say thank you to Crypto Family for everyone who's watching the stream. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. We're almost getting to 10,000 followers. We're now posting 4 videos a day. So we've ramped it up from 3 to 4 a day because, I mean, you guys love the video, so we want to keep it coming. So definitely keep that up. Be sure to also subscribe to us on Telegram. Just go to Telegram, search for Token Metrics Alerts or Token Metrics Discussions. All right, so Bill's almost pulling that up.
Okay, so, you know, in some ways, crypto is exciting, and, you know, I'm going to just keep going for this boring idea that when a crypto comes out, okay, you usually get a square and a triangle, right? So how high can it go? Well, if it decides to break out of this triangle, it can definitely make a new high. Obviously, it's made an enormous move. So this triangle, this is a 4-hour chart. You know, this triangle could take days, right? You know, there's lots of ways to draw triangles, right? You can have, you know, ones that are close. It can happen later on, or it's going to happen, you know, in the next 5 hours. I don't know. But what I do know is when you see these things where it's, you know, sideways and then diagonal, that's been the recipe for these things to go up. So the only thing I add to these things is, you know, if you're buying something that's already gone up, if you're buying it because you like it, great. The reasons why you like it, they're yours. No judgment. Okay. If you're buying something that's gone up a lot because your friend bought it and you missed it, you might want to rethink that. Or you just feel like you missed it and you're like, I'm not missing the next one, right? So that's why I'm trying to boil it down into a pattern that you can follow, that if the pattern breaks down, you can get out. And if the pattern holds, you can stay in.
Yeah, well said, Bill. And I don't think we have that on Token Metrics. So Unfortunately, that's all we can say. So with that being said, tell us what you think. Are you bullish on this cryptocurrency? What do you think is going? What's your price target? What's your price prediction? Tell us down in the comments below. Okay, all right. Moving on. Let me just close some windows here. Okay, all right. So next question. What do you think are the most effective ways of making gains in crypto? 5 tokens at 20%, 10 tokens at 10%, or 20 tokens at 5%? Okay, so basically, let me kind of rephrase this question. So the question is really about portfolio allocation. Should you have 5 tokens, 10 tokens, or 20 tokens? So my answer is it depends, right? But from kind of looking at the value investor perspective, so a book I like is by Benjamin Graham, The Intelligent Investor, and they say for a new investor, when you're investing, to really be fully diversified, you want to have at minimum 10 investments, or basically 10 holdings in your portfolio, and at most 30. So I would say if you fall between that range, 10 to 30, in my opinion, kind of based on that book, right? Obviously, every rule can be broken, right? That rule is not really kind of cast in stone, but I would say that's probably a good place to start. So the 5 tokens, I would say, is probably the only one that I would not recommend. But that could be different. Maybe if your overall portfolio has other assets that aren't crypto, like maybe if you're investing into precious metals, real estate, or whatever, and you're just putting part of your overall diversified portfolio into crypto, maybe that part makes sense. But if you're really trying to go heavy in crypto, then I would probably look to have at minimum 10. Bill, your opinion?
Okay, I agree. 10 coins is where you want to be. The question is, how do you get there? Okay, so it's not just have 10 coins, it's have 10 coins where you understand like what the token does, okay, and why you like it, right? That's not easy. That's why Token Metrics was created, right? Now, you may have to start with 5 because you may only fully understand 5. That's not optimal. You want to expand to 10, right? But it's 10 coins that you understand. If you're going out to 20, then you're probably really sophisticated, because then you've got 10 principal coins that you want to hold, and then you've got 10 coins where you're going to kind of speculate, right? A little bit of Uniswap, a little bit of Vegas. You want to try to take a shot. So you'll probably have 10 investments, but you also, if you're sophisticated, you might have 10 small plays, lottery tickets, if you will.
Yeah. So when it comes to building a portfolio, kind of as Bill mentioned, you definitely want to do the research, put in the work, right? So one of the downsides I've seen lots of people in crypto is I've had some people tell me they have 60 coins in their portfolio. And I think that's way too many, because how do you do research? How do you stay up to date on over 60 coins, right? So I think you definitely want to cap it, right? So I think at max 30, but probably even less than that. Right? So if you go to all the indices on Token Metrics, we currently only have 10, right? Because we knew we had to have minimum 10 to really be fully diversified. Now, once we automate it in the future, for people to be able to trade on our indices, then maybe we'll expand to having more, so maybe to 20 or 30. But for us, kind of in our back testing, we want to go through and at most have 30, right? So between 10 and 30, I think definitely makes sense. Tell us down in the comments below, how many cryptocurrencies do you have in your portfolio? Are they between 10, between 30? Do you have more? Do you have 100 cryptocurrencies in your portfolio? I mean, because I've heard it all in crypto. So tell us down in the comments below. Excuse me. Let's see here. Okay, so Cosmos is back. Time to take profits on Cosmos, Adam. Is the technology and fundamental, or the technology and fundamental strong enough for Cosmos to be worth $50? Okay, so I mean, he's not holding back. He's saying, is Cosmos going to $50? Is the question. So let's have Bill pull that up.
Okay, coming up. Okay, so can Cosmos go to $50? Okay, well, let's think about this for just a moment before I start talking about the chart, right? Cosmos has been traveling in this sort of downward sloping, you know, it hasn't been a lot of fun to be a Cosmos bull this year. Matter of fact, you kind of got like super left out. So Cosmos has been like, you know, like they've been holding it down, and then they let it go, and all of a sudden it's going up. So in that sense, there's a lot of people, and it's big enough to where bigger players could pour in. Now, can it go to 50? I don't have anything on this chart that would indicate 50, but you know, Cosmos has been hanging out down here and making this sort of like, you know, I don't know, maybe this like squarish base. Mm-hmm. Now, one of our taglines on the show is the bigger the base, the higher in the space, right?
Right.
Cosmos hasn't done anything for a year. So not only has it been held down, mm-hmm. but it's traveled in this like base that, you know, you use to launch a rocket.
Now, quick question. What's the all-time high for Cosmos? Is it, oh, it's not there? Okay. It's pretty low.
Yeah, it's not a big number. I mean, that chart had it at like 8. I mean, if Cosmos goes to 50, you know, where does that put Chainlink, right? One day somebody's going to be as big as Ripple. I don't know which coin it is. I just know that it's good for the crypto market to have leadership. So first was Chainlink was leading everything, and then Chainlink stopped. And of course, as I said, you know, your friendly neighborhood technical analyst traveled the wall of worry, and then all of a sudden Cosmos was there. So I don't know if Cosmos can go to 50, but I sure am glad Cosmos is taking over market leadership.
Yeah. So actually, let me check into Cosmos on Token Metrics. So as we mentioned earlier in the show, I mean Cosmos is right behind Polkadot, I think, in terms of similar project with same use case of trying to connect other blockchains, and we think this one is about to move. I mean, so pulling up my screen here, fundamentals good, technology good, TA good, everything is good. Once again, apologies with the graphics, that's kind of being fixed. Going to the price predictions. Excuse me. Okay, so yeah, so I mean, it's Cosmos has really kind of been going sideways, as Bill mentioned. It's not really been part of this DeFi movement. But now we think with the hype and the narrative of interoperability with Polkadot, a lot more people will start to pay attention to Cosmos, because some people might think Cosmos is undervalued, right? Because looking at this, after Polkadot launched, boom, right? Cosmos is now shot up to $8. So it's going to take our models a few days to adapt to this huge upswing here. But I mean, if we go to the ratings page, just to kind of actually, yeah, let me go to the ratings page. So if we just look at, okay, Cosmos has great technology. So from a technology score, Polkadot got a 90% tech score by our tech team. Cosmos got an 85%. So they're pretty close, but we think Polkadot has better technology. So here, just give me a second as this is loading. So I think if we look at the market cap that Polkadot has launched with versus the market cap Cosmos has, and we see, okay, what could possibly happen, right? I think that kind of is a good way to kind of model that. Okay, so this is loaded. Excuse me. Okay, I can definitely take some water right now. Okay. Okay, so looking at market cap. So Cosmos has $1.7 billion market cap. And if we go to DOT, okay, this hasn't yet been pulled in from CoinMarketCap, it looks like. Okay, let me just double check. Sometimes it takes a while for the data to come in from CoinMarketCap, because I saw it on the first page on the homepage, so I would think they would have that data. Okay, all right, so where was... Okay, yeah, not sure why it's not pulling up. We might have to try CoinGecko. This is what happens when we do it live. Okay, all right, so we want the new dot, the new Polkadot. Yeah, so Bobby Ross says still has Altcoin. Yeah, so they don't have it here. Okay, yeah, so we don't have the circulating supply. Well, actually, it's not showing it here, but it says reported circulating supply. So, I mean, theoretically, we can just calculate this. So, if we take 897,658,000 dot times right now is $3.99. That gives us 3.5 billion market cap. So basically, it's Cosmos is 1.7, so Polkadot is twice the market cap of Cosmos. So in terms of, if we go back to CoinMarketCap's homepage, where would 3.5 billion put Polkadot? And then seeing, okay, how does that fare with where Cosmos is? So that would make it basically top 10 market cap for Polkadot. So basically number 8, number 9. So yeah, I think Polkadot definitely is a better project than Bitcoin SV, than Crypto.com. While Cosmos is 16th. So I think with that narrative, Cosmos honestly can just ride the tails of Polkadot, similar to how Chainlink and Band Protocol was able to ride the Oracle narrative with Chainlink to end up becoming a top 50 or to 60 market cap project. Where's Band? Yeah, top 60 project, right? I mean, while Band does have decent technology, I think the Chainlink narrative definitely helped a lot. So I think the same is going to happen with Cosmos. So I think Cosmos, even though it's top 20, it's been pretty stagnant, right? So I mean, I'm not really surprised now. Today it's up 32%, right? I mean, I'm not sure if I missed some news, but I don't think I heard any major news. I think people are just kind of expecting this to do well because of Polkadot, because it's kind of going to be lamped into the same narrative. Maybe people who missed out on Polkadot might want to find something they think is undervalued. But yeah, tell us what you think. Do you think Cosmos can go to $50? I mean, that would mean basically almost a 5x from current prices, right? And kind of as Bill mentioned, I think the entire market would have to do well, but it would still have to outperform the market to get to that price point. So tell us what you think down in the comments below. Okay, all right. So how are we doing on time, Bill? Okay, all right. So Bill has to take a quick break, so I'll hold down the fort. Okay, all right. So let's go on to the next question. Okay, so let me answer this question. Just give me a second here. Okay, so the weekly indices for this week have been performing terribly, that have lost money for the first time this week. When will the new future predicting media hype? When is it going to be launched? Okay, so let's take a look. I mean, because the entire market lost money last week. Okay, so it wasn't just the indices. So let's pull that up. Now, you didn't mention which weekly index you're using, so not sure which one in particular you mentioned. So I'm gonna have to pull that up here. So I'll just kind of pull up all the different options. But I would assume, okay, so if you're doing weekly, you're likely doing the trader because that's the only thing available here. Okay, so we have trader weekly. Let's do weighted. I'm not sure why my computer or my browser is now going slow. Not sure what happened. Okay, hold on, apologies. Let me try to fix this. Okay, all right. Okay, pulling this up again here. Okay, so we have the weekly trader weighted. And apologies, seems my internet connection is bugging out here. Okay, all right. So there we go. I mean, because first of all, the entire market corrected, right? So you have to kind of put things in perspective, and you can't make money all the time, right? And once again, our indices are not meant to be pump and dumps, right? So I know some people might be making money in very illiquid altcoins, right? Our indices, we put filters where we only look at cryptocurrencies with trading volumes over 500,000 daily. So these are not some altcoins that just got listed on some DEX that are going to pump with $10,000 trading volume, right? Because looking at our index, it's actually been up, right? So it went from 121 ROI to 190 in a month, right? And if we go to the last 1 week, right, as that loads, then, right, so it went from 207 to 190. Okay, I mean, so it definitely did have a decline, but I mean, overall, it's still up versus Bitcoin, right? I mean, because everything in the market went down, right? If you find any major cryptocurrencies, right, most of the market went down, right? So our index kind of hedges against that, but obviously it's not going to go up and up and up forever and ever, right? You'll have some bad days, right? So, but the whole point of an index is being able to stick to it through thick and thin, right? So going to the last week or so, right? So this index had synthetics, which lost 14%. It had Cosmos. We're talking about Cosmos going to do well. That's up 34%. We had Stellar, which is down 8%. Holochain down 13, Cardano down 12, Binance down 5, Ethereum is down 7, Theta is up 20%, 0x is up 26%, Matic is down 18%. So all this since August 16th, right? So I mean, but these are still just good cryptocurrencies in my opinion. I don't think you should really worry too much, right? Because if you're panicking over taking an L 1 week, I mean, that makes me think you might overtrade, right? And sometimes you miss the big gainers if you're busy trying to time the market, right? So that's just the weekly weighted index, right? So looking at the returns here, right? So we have weekly weighted is up 190%, but the best index has been the price prediction monthly, which is up 627. Then the monthly TA is up 242. Right, so these are actually the ones I would be looking at. I've kind of been using this, but the weekly TA, the monthly TA has been performing very well. Okay, so let's take a look at that one and see what's caused this index to go up. All right, so Okay, so this has been since July 31st, so basically since August 1st. So Decentraland is up 103%. Elf is up 22%. Bytem is up 29%. Dogecoin is down 2%. Tezos up 19%. Dash is up almost 7%. Litecoin 1.5%. EOS almost 4%. Waves is up 124%. Algorand is up almost 90%. I mean, this index only has one coin which is down, and that's Dogecoin, which is just 2%. Right? So I think you have to kind of look at the macro picture, right? Because, I mean, this is a hell of a good portfolio, if you ask me, right? Well balanced, very few bad projects, right? And most important thing, these are liquid projects. These are not shitcoins, right? Because yes, people can do 10x in shitcoins, but I mean, when Bitcoin starts rallying, those are the first ones to get wrecked, right? And we're not trying to have our audience get wrecked or have any of that, right? So looking at this, let's go to the monthly here. Okay, and Bill is back as well, I see. All right, so yeah, this went from 136 to 242, right? So I think you definitely got to put things in perspective, right? You can't just poo-poo because you had one bad week. I mean, as an investor, even a trader, you have to be in the market long enough to make money, right? That's something that kind of, I mean, I think the best quote is by Warren Buffett. He says something about you can't. I want to make sure I don't spoil the quote. Let me actually pull this up here because I want to make sure I get the quote right. So just give me a second here because I don't want to misquote the Oracle of Omaha. All right, so the quote goes something like this: no matter how great the talent or efforts, some things just take time. You can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. Okay, so if you apply that to investing in stocks, sometimes you just gotta take time, right? So let the indices take time. Don't try to trade the indices. I've been hearing some people say they're trying to trade that. That kind of defeats the whole point of having an index. You want to, because index help take out the emotions and they help automate everything. Bill, your comments? So go ahead, sorry.
All right, so if you've had a bad week, right, and you're feeling like your cage is rattled, because I've been making a joke out of that the whole show because it happened to me, right? So I'm trying to make you feel better about it, you as in our crypto family. But, you know, if you're losing sleep, the purpose of having a portfolio is to sleep at night, right? You want to be able to sleep at night. And if you're losing sleep or you're sweating a particular investment, most likely your position may be too big. Everyone's like, oh yeah, you know, when it's going up, it's like my position isn't big enough. But if it goes down and you're losing sleep, you may need to adjust position size. Now, in equities, the language that they use is, if you check the math, that most of the gains in equities over time occur only for a small number of days. Like your return for a year is a function of 4 or 5 big moves. Now you can try to time the 4 or 5 big moves, but in equities, generally speaking, minus outlier events, you've got to hodl. Now in crypto in our indices, the way I say it is, give a man a chance, give the AI a chance. Right? The AI is picked up on something. You might have to give it a week, 10 days, a month, right? To see if it plays out. And you want to make your position size appropriate so you can hang on. And if you can't hang on, then Ian's handing out the crypto therapy hotline and we'll help you.
Yeah, 1-888-90 token.
Right.
All right. All right. With that being said, thank you, Bill. So tell us what you think down in the comments below. Okay. All right. So, yeah, we've been all over the place. So, crypto hotline, quoting Warren Buffett and pregnant women. What show has it all? All right, so going to the next question. Okay, we've already covered Luxo. Let me skip that. Okay, so we have a Bitcoin question. It's been a while since we talked about Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin historically moves with the stock market. Why do you guys believe this time will be different? Is it because of an incoming depression? Okay, good question. So why do we think this time is different when it has historically been moving with the stock market? Bill, any thoughts?
Well, sure, plenty on this topic. So one of the things that we don't talk about is the fact that, you know, we talk about crypto on the show, not what's going on out there in the world, because crypto is kind of a more fun topic, right? When you think about what's going on out there. Now, one of the things that I think you do have to start talking about is the fact that into the election cycle, people are going to have to face the fact that capital gains taxes are probably going up. Okay. So that creates a situation where people in equities may have to say, you know, wow, I bought the dip in March, or I've been hodling for I don't know how many years. I may have to take the money. And Bitcoin whales may have to ask themselves the same question. So here's how I'm looking at it. I see Bitcoin and equities as susceptible to a change in people's ideas about taxes. And I know this is radical, and I've been thinking about it for a while, but I'm actually thinking when it comes to this whole idea of taxes, that newer altcoins may be safer from that theme than Bitcoin and stocks. In other words, if there's a pandemic, a depression, a risk-off calamity, everything goes down. But if there's a tax problem, the Bitcoins and the equities that have been around for a while, okay, they may be more sensitive because there may be gigantic gains for the people who have been hodling them, right? If you've been in DeFi, yes, you've made money. Yes, stuff's gone up 5x, but you know, it's a short-term capital gain. It's not like you've been holding it and, you know, you've borrowed money against it to buy your house, like you can with Bitcoin or equities. You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think the new connection is Bitcoin and equities are over here, and DeFi and Ethereum is over here. And I think DeFi and Ethereum, even though it sounds crazy, the smaller, riskier stuff may be safer from anything related to taxes and the election. You know, I'm an analyst, so we'll see if that holds up.
Yeah.
So I think there's a distinction between crypto and equities. That's how I break it down.
Okay, yeah, I think it's definitely a fair assessment. I mean, because I know last time equities kind of had a big correction, not talking about the pandemic, but I would say in the last month or two, I noticed some altcoins barely were affected, right? And I would say those altcoins that didn't really have fiat on-ramps or gateways, that were on small exchanges, didn't even have BTC pairs, right? So for example, helium, right? So I was mining helium, buying some helium, and I saw equities, Bitcoin and some alts got hit. Helium didn't really pause at all. It just kept on going. I was like, very interesting. Now, obviously, back then it was nowhere as close to being liquid as it is now. But still, right, kind of, I'm seeing now this whole narrative of DeFi and altcoins that are moving and not really following what's happening with Bitcoin or equities. So I think it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. So tell us what you think down in the comments below. Okay, let's check in with our audience and see how we're doing. All right, so what's up, Jarek? Great to have you here. So Jarek is saying, have you looked at the Civic wallet? It has insurance of $1 million. Yeah, actually, so I was looking at that actually this week, or last week rather. I was an investor in the ICO back in 2017. I got out, basically. Got out at about 10x back in the last bull run, so definitely happy about that. Back then they didn't have the insurance, so it's pretty cool that they have an insurance. So I think that's definitely worth checking out. Bobby says, need a hardware wallet that doesn't look like one. Yeah, that's true. Keep him coming. Great information. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. Okay. And Chaka says 5 max in your portfolio, in my opinion. Okay, I mean that I think would be small in my opinion. Okay, Bun Lee says, I bought some DOT today and a new subscriber to you guys. You guys rock. Thank you, Bunny Lee. Crypto family in the house. If you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We definitely appreciate that, and smash the like button. Okay, so somebody's asking, speaking of the Oracle of Omaha, thoughts on DIA? That's an Oracle. I like that. Nice segue there. All right, so the question is, speaking of Oracle of Omaha, let's take a look at DIA, which is an Oracle. So Bill's gonna pull that up. It's gonna.
Okay, is the symbol DIA data?
Yes, yeah, that's the one I believe.
Okay, coming up.
All right, so once again.
So you'll get to.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so you're gonna have to watch me work on this. This is not the usual chart. Okay, so what are we looking for? Well, I don't know. I've been repeating myself. So we're looking for the stop-start phenomenon, right? Okay, so there's one version. Okay, that's not perfect. And then there's another version. Okay. So again, we see this stop-start model. This one actually could be particularly bullish because when this thing goes, like right here, right? When this goes, it really goes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So in this case, I think, you've got some pretty bullish developments there that give it a shot for going up.
All right. So, I mean, that's good. That's good news for all the DIA holders out there. All right. So tell us what you think. Are you bullish on DIA data? Do you think this can go? Do you think this is the next chain link? Tell us what you think down in the comments below. Okay. All right. So let me see. How are we on time, Bill? Good. Okay, so let's take probably two more questions, then we can wrap this up. Let me just see if we missed anything here. EOS is dead, my friend. Okay, actually, you know what? There was a coin I wanted to cover. Just give me a second here. Let me pull it up. Okay, let's look at OMG Network. That one was pretty popular this week. Okay, yeah, so OMG Network, that was one of the most popular coins this week. It basically had a huge run. So definitely curious to see where this is going as well. So Bill's going to be pulling that up shortly.
Okay, I'm checking now. Okay, here it comes. Okay, wow. So there's a couple different ways to look at this because it's gone up so much. Okay, I don't think we can apply our little sort of moon pattern to this because it's kind of already mooned. So here's what I've noticed in coins that have really exploded already, right? basically what I'm looking for buyers who will show up, okay, on a decline. All right. And in this particular case, it looks like OMG, okay, right here. Okay. That's what's called a 50% retracement. Think of it as like a road. A rally, you know, is like walking down a road. And then if you turn around and start to walk back and retrace your steps, there are certain points using mathematics and technical analysis that are notable, right? Like markers along the road. Well, it just so happens that in OMG, people knew exactly where the jargon is, the 50% retracement is, and buyers showed up. So can OMG go up? Yes, right? So now that I've seen that OMG can hang on and buyers have showed up, I would dare to dream that this could make a triangle and eventually make a new high, right? Because in things that have already mooned, we're looking for evidence that buyers are still interested, right? Because that's like the big question in Chainlink, right? You know, Chainlink looked unstoppable, and then we saw the 13 handle and everyone was like, right? Will the buyers show up? Okay. Now, turns out they showed up in Cosmos. And again, it's welcome to bull markets, right? Cosmos was dead for 2 years and then it's going. So, you know, always looking for evidence of where the big buyers are coming in.
Okay, yeah. So actually, let me see if I can also pull that up here on Token Metrics. So pulling up Amisago or OMG Network now. I forgot they rebranded. Okay, so let's see how the price predictions look for this. Yeah, so I mean this has really exceeded any of our price prediction models because it was pretty much flat. Our models were pretty much in the same alignment. And then it began to take off. Our models had it going all the way to about 480, but it's already shot up to 628, 629, almost 630. We have it kind of going sideways. But yeah, I mean, this has definitely exceeded anybody's wildest potential. All right, so tell us what your prediction is for OMG. What do you think is going? Tell us down in the comments below. All right, so let's do one last coin and then we'll wrap it up. So let's look into YFI. That's Yearn Finance. This has been called the new Bitcoin for DeFi because of how it had the most fair launch. I mean, there's been lots and lots of interest around this. This coin has just been moving. Disclosure, I do own some Yearn through a liquidity pool. All right, so I'm basically part of that. So I do own some, just kind of putting that out there. But that's just purely as a trade in that pool. It's not really like a super long-term investment per se. With that being said, Bill?
Okay, here it comes. Okay, so Yearn, wow. Now, with this, sometimes it pays to just keep it simple, right? If this thing likes to make triangles and then go up, then it looks like you can't really apply the moon pattern to this necessarily, but it keeps doing it, right? And until it stops doing it, you just stay with it. Right? Now, we're probably a little late in the game, maybe, but maybe not, right? I mean, you probably could have said that right here. You probably could have said, yeah, you know, this has had a nice run. So, you know, and you know what? I saw the same thing in Kava, in Ren, in Aave. It's like, wow, you know, this thing's gone up a lot. You should take profits. The next thing you know, it's like, what was that? That was the thing I just sold. Right? So I'm not telling you not to take profits, But what I am telling you is I think when I look at that chart, even though that seems kind of, that it's an intraday chart, but don't fade the trend. Don't sell everything. You can take partial profits, right? Or you can wait and buy in one of the triangle periods. So I don't know where that's going, but I know that buying in consolidations has worked because it's done that 3 or 4 other times. So if it's working, keep doing it until it doesn't work.
Yeah, good points there. So actually, let me see if I can pull this up as well in Token Metrics. So, we have done the review on YFI on Token Metrics. So we definitely do encourage you to go check that out. So looking at this, so our price prediction, this one this coin is pretty new. So our models are still trying to adapt to it. We kind of had it going kind of sideways for the first week or so. Actually, from week 1 to 2. Then it shot up. Our models had it going all the way to 20,000, but it kind of pulled back. Now it's kind of hovering around 13,000 or so. Our models have it going as high as 18,000, 17,000 before kind of tailing off. And we think the bottom is somewhere around 10,600, 11,000 or so, give or take. But the models are still adapting. This is a very new coin. Obviously, this is very speculative, right? This is not looking at fundamentals or technology or TA. This is looking just purely at the charts and the pricing history, and that's very limited because it is a new coin. But we think this kind of does give you some perspective, right? Kind of use this as a tool in your toolbox. Now, the technology on this is great. Our team has gone through, done a code review. Technology is good. This is one of the better DeFi projects out there, and that's why it's been doing very, very well, right? And the governance structure has been very, very innovative as well. All right, with that being said, tell us what you think. What's your price prediction for YFI? Do you think this is truly the next Bitcoin, especially for DeFi? Or do you think that's just hype? Do you think this will keep on going and enter the top 20 market cap, top 10 market cap? Tell us what you think down in the comments below. All right. So, Bill, any last words for our crypto family?
Yes. Be smart, but be not afraid, right? Just because it's down 2 or 3 days doesn't mean it's all over. Okay. Now, that said, we've got all this excitement in crypto, right? But I would encourage you to start doing homework and paying attention to news, world news, national news, election news, because, it's going to matter for crypto. Okay. It could make crypto explode, or it could be an interruption. So your homework is to keep an open mind.
Yeah, keep an open mind and subscribe to Token Metrics.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, with that being said, thank you, Bill, and take care. We'll see you next week. It was a pleasure.
See you next week.
Bye. All right, well, as Bill said, keep an open mind, do your homework.
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo.
Moon Lambo, absolutely. Thank you, Crypto family. Thank you, Bunny. Thank you, Crypto Mana. Thea Wrench, sorry. Will we still be in a bull market? Yeah, long term we're in a bull market. Will it be beneficial for the economy, stock market, crypto market if Trump remains in power or Joe Biden becomes America's? Honestly, we don't really know. It's just pure speculation. But either way, if they're printing money, to the moon and beyond. To the moon and beyond we go. All right. Thank you, Alice. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Chrisa 2000. Okay, let me just take a look and see if there's anything I missed. Let me close out of Zoom here. Let me go back to the AMA. Why is Polkadot new not worth the same as the old? Honestly, I don't know. I think because it's not transferable, and I think that's probably why. Okay. Polkadot is already a top 10 market cap. Does it have room to run? Yes, it does. I mean, because think about it. If it's going to do what it's going to do, right? If it's going to take Ethereum to the next level and connect Ethereum and Bitcoin, I mean, top five, dead or alive. All right. Where do I trade at? Uniswap, KuCoin, Bilexy. I signed up for Binance US because of Helium, but I've not really done any trades there. But I don't really trade, to be honest. I just invest for the long term. Okay, ICOs are back. We're missing that spreadsheet ratings for new projects to find the new gems. I can't find this in Token Metrics. Yes, you can. I mean, it's on Token Metrics. We're adding coins there. We also have the private group, the professional. That's where we have our bi-weekly calls. We're posting different content, and I mean, it's a pretty active private group. So I highly encourage you to join that as well. I mean, because everything on the spreadsheet is on Token Metrics, right? But right now, the money is really to be made on projects already on exchanges, right? Projects already trading on exchanges. That's where the money is, right? Because right now, trying to get something not on exchanges, there's too much risk involved. Your take on PolkaSwap? We actually just published an investment report on PolkaSwap to our customers, so I highly encourage you to check that out. If you haven't seen that, just go to the newsletter archive. Okay, TrustSwap idea sounds good, but we haven't really finished doing an in-depth review on it, but it's getting a bunch of hype from influencers talking about it. Why isn't NEO being mentioned among the top blockchains? Personally, I believe it's because so many people believe it's the ETH knockoff. All in, although it's Ethereum and more. Yeah, I mean, well, NEO hasn't been used much by anybody, I think. I mean, Ethereum has more dApps than DeFi. I mean, NEO only pumps when they're not saying NEO 2.0 and 3.0. But in terms of actual usage, very few people are actually using it. Where do I see traps going? I don't know what traps is, so I'm going to skip that. Okay, low cap DeFi token for the long term. Low cap DeFi token for the long term. Well, I would say subscribe to Token Metrics. We have that. But jokes aside, low cap DeFi. I mean, the good DeFi projects we like. I mean, because we've covered this before. We've covered this a lot. So, coming here to Token Metrics, I would just come here. All right. So as this loads, DeFi. So I would say low cap. Let's say we want to market cap less than, I mean, to me, let's say 50 mil. And we sort by, okay, yeah, not sure why this shows curve. So this shows curve token has a market cap of 26 million. That's not correct, actually. Now, I think CoinMarketCap's data is incorrect because they have a very low circulating supply. So I would ignore this. Well, I mean, DeFi, not really seeing anything DeFi here at this valuation. All right, so looking just purely at technology. But if we go to grade, yeah, even grade, I mean, low cap DeFi, I mean, honestly, anything DeFi that's good has kind of already pumped. All right, maybe let's switch to 100 million market cap. Okay, once again, all these aren't really DeFi. Okay, we have BZX, right? That's DeFi. That's what comes to mind. Yeah, BZX technology-wise. If we go purely grade-wise, yeah, all these are not really DeFi projects, right? So, yeah, I mean, all the good DeFi projects have kind of already pumped. Now, DeFi projects I like, right? I like Nexus Mutual. We're still doing a code review on it. We've done a fundamental review, and it was all right. Now we're doing a code review on that, so stay tuned on that. UMA, definitely worth keeping an eye on. That's DeFi. Coming here, right? So this is DeFi Pulse. Looking at, I mean, yeah, all the good ones have kind of been pumped already. Balancer is legit. I mean, our developers really likes the technology on it. Synthetics has pumped, Wi-Fi, I has pumped, Compound pumped, Aave Maker, all those aren't really, yeah, Nexus Mutual, worth keeping an eye on. Banco we like, but that's not low cap. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of it. Open, we've been looking into, right? Because we're trying to see how we could possibly add options as a way to hedge the indices. So stay tuned on that. That's still far out, but it's something we are researching, right? BusyX I mentioned. Yeah, I mean, those are the ones that really kind of come to mind. I mean, honestly, anything else that is DeFi with a very low cap is probably a pump and dump, honestly, right? And we're not really trying to cover pump and dumps, right? Because, I mean, we've been in 2017, 2018, and when you get trapped in a pump and dump, I mean, that's not cool. Okay, so stay safe out there, right? Don't get involved in pump and dumps. The general rule is if you want to invest into a cryptocurrency, you want to make sure the daily trading volume is greater than 10% of the market cap. What does that mean, right? So if something has a market cap of 100 million, you want ideally the daily trading volume to be 10 million or higher, right? That means it's liquid, right? That means when you go to sell, it's good, right? That means you won't get trapped, right? You won't get caught with your pants down, right? Especially if you have large amounts of capital. Even if you have small amounts of capital, just take that general rule, right? We call this liquidity ratio, right? You want 10% of the daily, 10% of the market cap to be traded daily, right? Now, on occasion, right, sometimes you have projects where more than 100% of the total market cap gets traded daily. What does that mean? Right? For example, if a project has a market cap of 100 million, but it gets traded $150 million worth of market cap, that means there's either lots of wash trading or the people holding that token are traders. People who day trade, who traded more than, because on average, that means the average holder is trading it 1.5 times a day. Right? Meaning that most people are trading it back and forth. Most people are not even holding it for one day. Meaning the speculators, traders, possible pump and dump, right? People who are in it for the short term, and the rug will get pulled on you if you aren't looking. Okay, so you want to be careful about that, right? So I would say that's definitely something worth looking into if you're going to be dabbling in low cap coins, right? Because I mean, low cap is where most people get wrecked, right? Yes, there are lots of returns, but I mean, sometimes nice and steady, right? Just look at Chainlink. Chainlink, nice and steady, 100x, right? So you definitely want to be careful. But tell me what you think down in the comments below. Okay, let me see if I can finish the remaining questions here, rapid fire style. Okay, we kind of covered Polkadot already, so let me skip that. We covered Neo. Okay, John Davedos, is he a Digifox person? I don't really have much to say about him. Okay, what happens if ETH 2.0 fails? Okay, what happens if ETH 2.0 fails? All right, and is it a or question with Ethereum and Polkadot? Not sure what that means, but I mean, if Ethereum 2.0 fails, Polkadot to the moon. I mean, obviously not financial advice, but I'm saying if because this is Ethereum's race to lose. If Ethereum trips up for some reason, the next blockchain waiting to swoop in my opinion, not financial advice, Polkadot, based on the code review our development team has done. I mean, this has the code, it has the narrative, it has the ecosystem, other people building on it, and it can handle DeFi, right? So, and it's compatible with Ethereum, right? Ethereum can be on the Polkadot network. So that's probably the top pick for me, right? Outside of Polkadot, I would say maybe, I mean, then you have a bunch of other products with good technology. You have Cardano, you have Cosmos, right? I think those would probably be the others, right? I mean, maybe you have Ethereum with a layer 2, like Matic Network. Just disclosure, I do own Matic and I'm currently staking that. Maybe you could also have other projects near scale. I mean, all these other different projects are also trying to help Ethereum scale or just have faster transaction. So I would say those are probably the ones that come to mind. But hey, let me know, have I missed any? Tell me down in the comments below. What do you think will happen if Ethereum 2.0 fails? Do you think bull market over? All right. Is the party over? Music stops? Back to bear market? Or will some other blockchain swoop in to save the day? Okay, what is your opinion on Eternity, short term and long term? Should I buy it now and hold, or wait and buy it later? When would be the best time to buy? Honestly, I would just use Token Metrics. I mean, that's why we made the platform for it. So that's the fastest way, unfortunately. I would just go here, pull up Eternity. So if we do it real quick, right now Token Metrics rank is 12 out of 130. So we think it's highly undervalued. Ignore the price predictions because that's kind of all over the place right now. Fundamentals good, technology, TA is neutral. So if it turns very bullish, lots of upside. Right now it's kind of waiting, right? But yeah, I mean, Eternity is we think is worth keeping an eye on, right? For those who like low cap gems, that we think is a low cap gem. Okay, all right. 3 more questions. Hi Ian, I hope you're going well, or you're doing well. What do you think about ontology? Thanks in advance. P.S. I saw you last time in Paris. Nice. Mon ami. Mon ami. All right. So, well, I mean, ontology, once again, I would go to Token Metrics and just pull up ontology. Okay, so let's look at ont. Yeah. Okay, what happened to ontology? Okay, looks like it was erased in the system. Okay, apologies for that. I'm not sure why it's not in the system anymore. I'm gonna have to tell our developers about that. Actually, let me ping him right now. Okay. So, but outside of that, ontology has had better technology in our opinion than, actually, sorry, I should not say that. In the past, we thought it had better technology than Neo. But now kind of going through it, this year we've been more bullish on Neo than ontology, right? So, but it hasn't really taken off like all the others. But I think worth keeping an eye on if you're looking to invest in the China space, right? In the China, if you think China will take off blockchain wise, and there'll be a blockchain that will take off. I mean, it has to be Neo or ontology. Maybe Tron, but I mean, those are really the only options, right? So they are kind of limited. So you just kind of pick which one you think has potential. We think Neo right now, at this point in time, has a better opportunity, right? So I would lean more towards Neo over ontology. But hey, tell me what you think. I mean, are you bullish about it? Do you think Neo is better? Tell me down in the comments below. Okay. Have you heard about Force Protocol 4? It's a DeFi very small cap. Yes, we have. Actually, we were looking into it. I think the rating should be on Token Metrics, but we're still doing the code review, but the fundamental score should be there. Okay, 1-inch token is coming. Your take? Yeah, I mean, I have been using 1-inch exchange. I covered it in a video posted today, right, about DEX aggregators, right? I think this is pretty powerful, right? Being able to split liquidity and have smart order routing across different DEXs in the DeFi space. Great way to really kind of reduce slippage. So definitely keep an eye out on it. We do plan to look into it and do a code review and all that stuff. So stay tuned. But other than that, can't really say anything else besides that. I use their platform. I like it, and it should be good. Keep an eye on it. Okay, all right, almost done here. What about OneChain? Well, OneChain is actually okay. OneChain seems like it's starting to come to life again because of the whole interoperability narrative. And as mentioned, with Polkadot launching, all these other interoperability blockchains will start to get that Polkadot sprinkle dust on them, right? From Aeon to Icon to Cosmos. Cosmos is already up 30% today. So one chain as well. I mean, as a short-term trade, there could be some life there. Long-term, I would not touch it. Honestly, long-term, why? Long-term, you have Polkadot, you have Cosmos. Those are the two major players, right? Maybe Icon, right? But honestly, Cosmos and Polkadot are the main two major players. The others, I would only trade them with a 10-foot pole. Right? I would not, I would wrap it up. Okay, and that's probably the cue for me to end the show. All right. Let me check the comments here. Where do I stake Matic? On the Matic website. They have a staking site. I think it's called, is it staking.matic? No, wallets.matic.network/staking. So yeah, so let me pull this up. I don't want to show my address here, but yeah, just go to wallet.matic.network/staking. That's where I stake it. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. We have gone through all the questions. Once again, that was actually a first. We typically don't go through all the questions, but I want to make sure we go through all of them. Thank you, Crypto family, Token Metrics family. I mean, you guys are taking us to the moon and beyond, and we want to take you to the moon and beyond as well. So as mentioned, any questions you have, please submit them. Right? Cryptotherapy. I think this is the first time somebody has done this in crypto, but hey, we love our community so much. Right, so if you have a crypto question, any question in crypto, call us toll free, 1-888-90-TOKEN. That's 1-888-908-6536 to submit your question via voicemail for the next Token Metrics live stream. We accept calls from the USA, in America, and international. Make sure to double check your jurisdiction in terms of how they handle toll-free calls, right? But hey, any question you have, we are here to help, right? We are here to help because, as you know,
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo.
Moon Lambo, right? So if you have any questions on how to get to the moon and beyond, submit them via voicemail. We'll answer them on the next question. We'll keep this as a regular segment. Cryptotherapy. Whether you've had 100x, whether you've gotten wrecked, any kind of question you have, obviously not financial advice, just our opinion, right? Crypto family, Token Metrics family, any question you have, submit it, and we'll do our best to answer them, right? Because we think adding the voice element makes it even more interactive, makes it more authentic, right? Because crypto family, we're all here, right? So any questions you have, send them, and this is free, right? Free. Any question you have, we're here for you. Crypto family has your back because we're all going to the moon together in the same rocket ship. So with that being said, 1-888-90-TOKEN. Submit your questions. Thank you very much. Okay, all right. Okay, so one last spiel. Then I'm really out. But hey, just want to say thank you so much. I mean, it is incredible. Incredible. We grew 61% last month in July. And we could not have done that without you. But August is not even over yet. We have already grown 102%. We have doubled our customers this month. Right? I mean, that is incredible. I mean, if you had any doubts we were in a bull market, I mean, let that tell you, bull market is here. I mean, so thank you, crypto family. We cannot do what we do without you, especially to everyone who's been joining the professional plan. Right? Shout out to everybody out there. Michael, who was here on the stream, and some others. Thank you all for joining. We're now really building a nice private network that's getting very, very active to the point we had to create several subgroups and alert channels because there was so much activity. We have our private call coming up this Wednesday. Very excited to have all the new people on that call. If you haven't yet joined, now is probably the time, as mentioned, right? We have increased we've reduced the private discount. Actually, I'm sorry. We've reduced the discount, right? Before it was 25% discount on the annual plan. That promo is gone. We've given you guys since November last year, right? Basically December all the way. We've given you 9 months to get on board the rocket ship. right? So if you hadn't yet taken advantage of the discount, I don't really know what to tell you, right? But the good news is we still have one other promo still available because we love you guys and girls. So as opposed to paying full price, we still have, or rather we now have the 25% lifetime discount. So it's supposed to half off. If you subscribe to the annual plan, you now get 25% off. And once again, this is also a limited time promotion. So if you're still on the fence, take advantage of this because I'm not sure how long this will last, right? Probably once we launch the major update to Token Metrics that lets you really kind of trade and manage your portfolio and automate it, that discount and promo will also be gone, right? So now's the time to take advantage of that. And as mentioned, the 14-day free trial is gone. Now we have 1 week paid discounted trial, but it's still pretty affordable. So if you really want to try on Token Metrics, it's still possible to try it out for cheap, right? Hardware plan is $2. I mean, if you don't have $2, then I mean, maybe Token Metrics is not for you. I mean, maybe first get your money right? And then the investor plan is $5 for 1 week, right? So still very, very affordable for anybody out there. And as mentioned earlier, right? We love you, everybody. We've done everything. I mean, we can't do what we do without you. We have so many people on board. Not sure if I mentioned, but Ivan on Tech is a customer of Token Metrics. Shh, don't tell anybody though. All right, because I know he's doing the altcoin newsletter, and I heard he actually did mention Token Metrics in there, right? So thank you for that, Ivan. And we have lots of other people who, right? So thank you, BitBoy Crypto mentioned we had an interview on his channel. Go to his channel, subscribe, watch the interview. First video dropped yesterday. Next one, me and Bill on there doing a demo of Token Metrics is probably dropping today or tomorrow, I believe. So go to BitBoy Crypto, check that out. Also, shout out to Elliot Trades, Elliot, aka FUD TV. He's part of the family. He's talking about Token Metrics, and in his videos, go to his channel, show him some love, right? Token Metrics is going to the moon and beyond, and we're taking our whole team with us. We're taking everybody with us. Yeah, what's up, Black Mamba? Yeah, RIP Kobe. Happy birthday, Kobe. I mean, Black Mamba, that was a legend. Pretty sad. But yeah, so thank you, David. Thank you, Black Mamba, Mike Shaw, Toad, Todd, Ben, Theo, AK7, Amanda, Chanel, Bunny Lee, Mchaka, Yvette, Crypto Family. I think I got to most of your questions. With that being said, be sure to like, subscribe, spread the love, smash those like buttons. We're almost getting to 10,000 subscribers. Our YouTube channel is also growing pretty fast, growing over 100% each month. We're adding like 200 subscribers almost every single day. I mean, so it'll be crazy because you guys see it over here, right? This was the first YouTube flag, right, on my personal channel. Right, so some people are probably wondering why I made 2 channels. Well, back in 2017, the channel blew up, right? Went to over 100,000 subscribers. But YouTube, right? YouTube shadow banned that channel. They shadow banned anything to do with ICOs, right? So because the reason I know, and I can say that, is because my ICO video, which had like over 300,000 views, it did not appear on my own personal channel. It didn't appear in YouTube search at all. The only way to access that video was through a private link, and it was public. So I hit up my contact at YouTube, right? Because being an influencer, they kind of give you like a channel contact. And I was like, yo, what the hell is going on here? Why is this video not popping up on the search? And they never give you a direct answer, right? They kept on talking around it, trying to make it look like I didn't know what I was talking about, right? So I sent them a strongly worded long email with screenshots and breaking down exactly what was going on to a point where they couldn't deny it, but they never give you a direct answer, right? So after that strongly worded long email, the video miraculously began appearing in searches again, but it only lasted for like a week or so. And then the same thing, that's that same shadow ban, right? So I think what they did is they just shadow banned my channel basically because of ICOs, right? Because I was like the king of ICOs, right? So that has been a detriment, and that's why I've been trying to get everybody on my personal channel to come to the Token Metrics YouTube channel, right? So kind of as a hedge, we made this new channel to build it from the ground up without having to deal with the YouTube shadow ban, right? Because I know some people have been having it at that as well. And who knows? I mean, because some people have had their YouTube channels banned, canceled. I know Altcoin Daily, Ivan Tech, and some others have had some issues as well, right? Because I mean, YouTube has been banning and trying to censor crypto, right? So for us, having the second channel has been a hedge versus that, right? So now that's why this live stream goes out to both channels. So now my personal channel is kind of a backup, but almost all our content is on the Token Metrics channel, right? And that's where we post all the short clips. We're posting 4 videos a day. So if you aren't tuned into that, you're missing out. Then also the podcast, subscribe to the podcast, tokenmetrics.com/podcast. We're posting all the videos as audios on there, right? And lots of people are playing that as they work out, as they work, on the go, on the move, right? You have me and Bill with you anywhere you go. Then the music, tokenmetrics.com/music. Check us out. But yeah, I mean, with that being said, Chris says, cannot wait for all influencers to leave YouTube, kings of censorship. Yeah, I mean, so we've been thinking about it, and we've been thinking about forming our own Token Metrics kind of media network. I mean, we have so many things in store. I mean, some of the stuff, honestly, I cannot even share, or my team says I should not share, but I can kind of share at a high level, right? So one of the things we're looking into was taking all our content, making it available on our own website, kind of like tv.tokenmetrics, then making that available on Roku, on Apple TV, on Fire TV. We thought about it, looked into it. It was pretty expensive. You know, right now, probably more cost effective to just do it through YouTube and just watch YouTube app on your smart TV or just do a Chromecast. But in the future, that is a possibility because we always want to make sure we own and control everything because you never know, right? This third party can censor you, shut you down, right? So it's always good to hedge. But what I'm really excited for, I mean, I really want to show you this, but this is so good that if we show this, I mean, trust me, I'm not trying to hype this up, I'm not trying to show this, but if we showed you this, the whole crypto world would just be put on notice. I mean, and we know there are lots of people that have been low-key taking notes on what we do, right? And obviously, imitation is the best way to flatter somebody. But what we want to do is we're working on a course. I mean, I've talked about this before, kind of, right? But we're working on a course, but not just a course, but a course to be the final end-all be-all for crypto courses, right? So this is going to be a course for crypto investors. Whether you're brand new in crypto or you've been in this for a while, we want to make a course from A to Z to get you from not knowing anything about crypto to being deadly as an investor in crypto, right? And some of the things we'll cover fundamental analysis, technical analysis. I mean, we'll also have DeFi in there because I know lots of people are asking about DeFi. I mean, this is going to be a super in-depth course, right? And you know the way we do it, right? There'll be a nice spin to it. And we've been putting in work on this. I mean, this is going to be a deep course. I'm going to make it available to our customers, to the community. I mean, we're pretty impressed. Just to tell you how long it's going to take us. It's probably going to take us 1 year to make this course, right? So this isn't just some fly-by-the-night course. I mean, we're putting in work, right? We have quants coming through, putting in quantitative strategies, risk management. This is going to be an in-depth course, and we want to really elevate the bar of courses when it comes to crypto, right? So stay tuned. I mean, it's going to take a while to make this course. That's how deep it is. But I mean, we want this to be, I mean, honestly, we want this course to be the equivalent of getting a college education in crypto investing, right? Like that's how deep it is, right? Like this course, honestly, like if you take this course, you will get a certificate that's almost equivalent to a bachelor's degree in crypto investing. Like that's how deep this course will be. And honestly, if you don't even go to college, if you just take this course, we want this course to be that good to a point you can get a job at a hedge fund, right? You can go from not knowing anything to getting a job at a hedge fund. Like that's how good we want this course to be, right? So with that being said, I mean, no timeline for that because it is pretty deep, right? There'll be videos, there'll be audios, there'll be written content, there'll be quizzes and exams. I mean, this is going to be deep, right? But hey, we'll take you to the moon together with us. We'll make you a token metrics expert. Just think about that, right? I like the way that sounds. Become a token metrics expert. Certified. All right, well, crypto family, it's been a pleasure. And as we like to say,
We just landed on the moon in the
on
Lambo.
Lambo, the moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond. Thank you, crypto family. It's been a pleasure. With that being said, I'll see you next time, Sunday night, 6 p.m. See you next week. Crypto family, stay safe. See you at tokenmetrics.com. Thank you. Life-changing money, to a point where you can buy your mom and dad a brand new house, right? You can pay off your college loans, you can invest in your future, not have to work again, pursue your dreams, your passion, not have to have a job, work that 9-to-5 grind, right? Break the system, hack the system. This is what this show is all about.
They said relax but never retire. Feeling detached, never inspired. They told me relax but I can't retire. I'm feeling detached, never inspired. Like I would live on but never rely. You know the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They living a lie. Now here's the mission, die or decide. You would die. The corporate life is so redundant when your freedom isn't free. It comes to being someone, just believe that you can be. And now how can I have hunger when they tell me when to eat? How can I lead others when they tell me who to meet? Then they tell me when to come and then they tell me when to leave. They say how much to give and then forget how much I need. It's the precious to succeed with the lessons of the greed. I question who to be and saw this message is in me. I gotta know.
Life-changing money.
I wanna work for myself, I gotta work for myself, I gotta go.
You can invest in your future, not
Raise
have to work
spirits to the
again,
moon, put nerves on the shelf, I gotta know.
pursue your dreams, your
I
passion,
wanna stay free or want the safety, I gotta go.
break the system, hack the system.
Although they paid me,
This is what the
they
show's
never
all
made
about.
me. I wanna relax, forever retire. I wanna detach, I'm feeling inspired. They told me relax, but I can't retire. I gotta detach, gotta decide. They got me thinking I would live on, but never rely. You know the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They live in a lie. Now here's the mission, die or decide. You would die now. Hey, I will never be a wage slave. I gotta stay made. Hey, I used to see this in the 8th grade. Wasn't a day late. Hey, I found the love that I was seeking, life that I'm leading. Hey, now I can do this every weekend, cause I'm a free man. I was in Tokyo, riding the job wheel, the rodeo, dancing with the devil for payment. I couldn't do-si-do, but I was driven. The mission gave me an open road. Made a decision to whip him like it's a motor show. 6-figure slave, I was paid, wasn't well though. Heard of crypto underground, it became my railroad. Started making earnest money, it's for whom the bell tolls. Went from wishing for sales clothes to sales. Now I can relax, forever retire. Now I'm detached, forever inspired. Now I can relax, forever retire. I had to detach, had to decide. And now I'm thinking I can live on and not just survive. You know this system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They live in a lie. I made a mission, die or decide. Do or die now. Crypto retirement, yeah, that's where my mind went. Started thinking higher, now they can't hire my time spent. No, not retire like 65 when your job ends. More like an island, and if I'm by it, I buy it. Free travel, dealership, sweet dabble. I reign like Leeds Castle, you reign like Seattle. We went from sheep cattle to eating beef and mackerel at feasts. No lassos, just beliefs me in a saddle. You gotta know.
Like life-changing, like
You wanna work for yourself, you gotta work for yourself, you gotta go.
not have to work again,
Raise spirits to the moon, put nerves on the shelf, you gotta know.
pursue your dreams, your passion.
You wanna stay free or want the safety, you gotta go.
This is what this show is all about.
Although they paid you, they never made you. No, we can relax, forever retire. Now we detach, forever inspired. Now we can relax, forever retire. We had to detach, had to decide. And now we know that we can live on and not just survive. We left the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They live in a lie. We made a mission, die Now you decide, do or die now.
I'm here to put you guys on and share all the different resources and tips I come across in my journey to making $1 million and making $1 billion, right? I'm trying to share this with the world for free. I'm not here to sell you some $2,000 course, ebook, webinar, whatever, right? I'm here to put you guys on the game for free, open source, right? The same model as blockchain, Bitcoin, or these cryptocurrencies. I'm here to share everything with you guys.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com. Disclaimer: Token Metrics Media LLC does not provide individually tailored investment advice and does not take a subscriber's or anyone's personal circumstance into consideration when discussing investments, nor is it registered as an investment advisor or broker-dealer in any jurisdiction. Information contained herein is not an offer or solicitation to buy, hold, or sell any security. The Token Metrics team has advised and invested in many blockchain companies. A complete list of their advisory roles and current holdings can be viewed here at Token